Wisconsin, we welcome you in to Level 1 of the WIAA Division 6 State Boys Football Championship Tournament. It's the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers, the winners of the Clover Belt, the number 1 overall seed in their section, 10-0 on the season, 7-0 winners of the Clover Belt Conference in conference play, taking on the Fall Creek Crickets, the number 8 seed at 6-4 and 4-3 in conference. Hello, everybody. Pete Knudsen with you. Noah Schwartz to my left. Dan Zons will be our sideline reporter here tonight. Looking forward to that here this evening as well. Noah, it's playoffs, and it's going to be a lot of fun here between these two teams. I'm looking forward to it. I know that you are as well. As playoff football brings a whole nother kind of set of excitement to the game, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does, especially when you factor in the fact that you've got really strong teams here. Of course, talk about Regis, the home team, the favorite. They come in undefeated, 10-0 on the season, 7-0 here in the Clover Belt Conference. But Fall Creek, the 8th seed, not to be outdone. They come in on a 3-game win streak to end the regular season, 4 if you count a forfeit, including a 42-0 win over Durand, Arkansas, a 50-0 win over Spectrum, and a 21-18 win over Mondovi last week. 2 of those wins on the road, too.
Yeah, the impressive part was that win against Mondovi because they needed that win to get into the playoffs. And, Mondovi's a solid squad, right? I think that was one team, Regis, in the Clover Belt, and Stanley Boyd maybe to the same extent, were the teams they were a little bit worried about. And so what does Fall Creek do? They go on the road and get a win of Mondovi to get in. That's a pretty tall feat. And this Fall Creek team played Regis pretty well, 26-0. I know they didn't score points, but to hold the Regis offense to 26 points is impressive. They feel like they've got a decent chance at making some noise here tonight.
Absolutely. You're talking about that Week 5 game between these two teams. When you've already beaten a team once in a season, that does give you a lot of confidence. You've seen them on film. You know what you're playing against. And to have that shutout win, as you mentioned, that's going to give the Ramblers a lot to work with.
It certainly is. And, again, as we know, of course, Eau Claire Regis and Coach Brenner has been an absolute staple here in the Eau Claire area and in coaching in the WIAA as well. He's in his 17th season. Brenner's teams have finished glittering 170-32 in his 17 seasons. That's an 841 win percentage overall. And in postseason play, the Green and White boast a 40-13 record in the postseason as well, including 2 state championships, each capped with undefeated 14-0 seasons. They actually have to go 15-0 this season if they were to win. They had that forfeit victory plus the win that they got in replacement of a forfeit against United Township last week. So a chance to do something that they have never before as well. And right before we get to Coach Brenner in his pregame interview, we've got Dan Zons down on the sideline. Dan, you've been watching the warm-ups. You're excited for this one. It's a chilly night. It's football weather down there, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is, Pete. Yes, it is. Trust me. It's been a very fall-like weather. There's leaves all over the ground here, just sprinkled all across it. It's a genuine October football game for sure. Both teams, it's really hard to tell the difference between the two teams, the way that they are green, white, and black, both teams' jerseys. But really, the size matchup has been what I have found to be the most important. Both teams have looked really sized up pretty well. Regis with a little bit of a size advantage over Fall Creek, but that's also can show by their set schedules too. Fall Creek has been 6-4 this year, while Regis has been absolutely cooking everyone else. Undefeated so far in the season. Fall Creek looking to notch their first playoff win in a long time here this season.
All right, absolutely. We appreciate the report from sideline from Dan as well. Looking forward to it. Going to be a lot of fun. Regis versus Fall Creek first, so let's go to Brian Brenner as part of our pregame show. That's all coming up. Again, we're simulcasting on Regis Catholic Schools YouTube channel and Regis Ramblers Sports Network, and, of course, on Classic Rock 92. We're happy to have you along with us wherever you might be watching or listening here across our networks. We'll be back with Brian Brenner right after this on your home for Rambler football. All right.
Awesome.
All right. Sounded good down there, Dan. At Carson Park, we're getting ready for level 1 of the WIAA State Playoffs Division 6, Fall Creek versus Eau Claire Regis. We say hello to all of you who are on the Regis Catholic Schools website and YouTube page, streaming us there, and of course on Classic Rock 92.1 FM, WMEQ, Menominee, Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, Rock921.com, and iHeartRadio. Pete Knutson and Noah Schwartz, Dan Zons with you. Zane Cullinan is our video director. Sean Zaka is our radio producer tonight as well. It's a team of thousands, a cast of thousands here tonight, but we're excited for it. Noah, real quick, a few seconds before we're going to get national anthems and whatnot. Big key to the game tonight. If Fall Creek wants to get an upset, what do they got to do tonight?
They have to stop Regis, especially stopping the run. Regis has run the ball really well all season, and if you can stop the run, you can stop anything.
And we will see if Eau Claire Regis is able to kind of quell that storm from Fall Creek as well. Should be exciting. Well, let's turn over to Joe Roach, PA announcer, for the announcement and the playing national anthem and all the exciting pomp and circumstance here before today's playoff game.
And your Eau Claire Regis Ramblers. We ask those who are able to please stand and move your hats as we honor America and those defending our freedom with our national anthem performed by members of the Regis High School Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
There's the national anthem here from Carson Park. There's a little extra excitement on a playoff night as well. Talked about the keys to the game for Fall Creek if they want to pull the upset tonight. You know, Noah, you look at the Eau Claire Regis side. You talked about the rushing attack. We know about Everett Tate. We know about Austin Rideout. Brody Tarbuck does a great job. The tailback spot of that inverted double wing that they like to run. There's just every year it's like this with Regis, but it just is, it's like if you shut one guy down, there's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 other guys to beat you. Fall Creek's got to be able to just put kind of helmets on bodies basically today if they want to shut this Regis running attack down.
Absolutely. The flexibility for this Regis offense of having 3 guys you can hand the football to in Tate, Rideout, and Tarbox, who can get you consistent yards and consistent positive gains. That's something that really carries an offense and is real tough to scheme against.
You see the Fall Creek team being introduced right now. They are being introduced individually as well. Regis will be introduced as a team. We talked a little bit about Brian Brenner and what all he brings to this table. On the other side for Fall Creek, see this squad again. They've finished the season 4-3 in conference, like we said. A big win against Mondovi last week, and Fall Creek averaged 22.4 points a game. They allowed only 11.6 points a game this season. They've been a very good defensive team. I think that's kind of what they've hung on. And this Fall Creek team, they've had ups and downs over the years, but it's taken some time for them to kind of get back to prominence a little bit. So this is pretty exciting for them to be back in the playoffs after a tough stretch and to go against the Regis, kind of the not the hated rival, but the rival just down the road. It kind of adds to the excitement for them as well, because that whole town of Fall Creek's coming out here tonight at Carson Park.
Oh, absolutely. And you look at a team like Fall Creek and the adversity that they had to face mid-season. They weren't sure that they were going to be here tonight, but they had to win those 3 games down the stretch, including that nail-biter, the 21-18 win over Mondovi just a week ago, to get them into this game. You know, sometimes when you're a team and your back's against the wall, that's when you play your best football.
The officials for tonight's game will be Randy Johnson. He's the head referee. Tom Preisel will be the head line judge. It is John Rohde as the back judge. Brian Engley is the line judge, and Dan Cannell is the umpire here this evening. And, of course, that's always an exciting moment for these officials as well, getting a playoff game and getting assigned a playoff game. We're at the point where we don't have to worry as much about a shortage of officials and having to play on a Thursday night or a Wednesday night or a Saturday afternoon or that kind of thing. You can just get your big assignment. Hopefully everybody up to the task today is Fall Creek will receive the opening kick. Eau Claire Regis won the toss. They deferred. They will kick from right to left. And Fall Creek will move from left to right here on your radio dial. And as you watch at home, it is, what do you say, fall weather here tonight. Not really that cold, but there's really not a lot of wind either. This is pretty much a perfect night for football, isn't it?
It's perfect. It is a little bit brisk, definitely long sleeves, crew necks, hoodies, whatever. You see a few winter hats out there, but you know, if they're warm enough, the football players will be warm enough, that's for sure.
They're always warmer than we are up here, that's for sure. Jack Schroeder will kick this away here for Eau Claire Regis, and back to return for Fall Creek, Cohen Tum, as well as Cullen Kramer. The run-up, and here we go. It's level one downfield, and it's one of the up-backs who gets it in the air on a line drive about the 26-yard line. Regis is acting like the ball came out here at the 32, and they are going to say this did stay with Fall Creek as it was recovered. At least Gus Prankus had the ball when he came up there, and it'll be the 32-yard line. That's where Fall Creek will start.
What a way to set the tone, though, for this Regis special teams, going out there, flying to the football, and setting a good example for their defense here on this upcoming series.
So it's Fall Creek who will come out, and Prankus will be that lead back in the I formation, and it is Nathan Kurtz who is back at the quarterback spot. Handoff out of the backfield there, high I, straight formation across the 35-yard line up to about the 37-yard line, and a very nice run there once again for Kramer, and we'll see a lot of Cullen Kramer tonight. Absolutely.
That's 5 yards for Kramer, the junior running back. He had 985 on the season, averaged 109.4 a game.
Eau Claire Regis' defense has been very solid all season long. We talk about it here. Again, this is a squad that does not give up a ton of points. They got tested a lot last week against United Township. Basically a D3 out of 8 divisions in Illinois school. And boy, was it an exciting game. Here's a run right side. Decent hole, breaking tackles at the 40, up near the 45-yard line. Once again goes the carrier and Kramer, and he gets a first down up to the 45, and they move the chains here to Fall Creek on their first drive to start things out.
2 plays for the Crickets, 2 handoffs to Kramer, and you know, when he gets more than 5 yards of carry over those 2 plays, you see why they hand it to him.
So downfield they go, and now it will be Fall Creek at the 45-yard line, right in the middle of the hash marks, moving left to right as you watch them or listen to them here at home. And again, I formation. They like to run that power I with one receiver left, one right. And the handoff once again goes to Kramer in the backfield. He hits the initial line, breaks a tackle, and then falls up to the 50-yard line for a big gain of 5 yards on the play. And Eau Claire Regis' George Walterstorff comes in with the tackle, but not before 5 of those 10 yards you need to get were gained.
Kramer again. What he does so successfully as a running back, he gets to that second and third level so consistently. It's a lot of fun to watch.
10:22 left to go first quarter. No score here between Fall Creek and Regis. Regis trying to dig in a little bit. As once again we'll see Kurtz go under center. One receiver left, one right on 2nd and 5. Waiting for the back judge to put his hand in the air. Looks like they're getting close on the play clock. Kind of down to about 10. He'll fake the handoff. Wants to throw this one deep over the top. It is up and caught at the 20 to the 10-5. Touchdown, Fall Creek. Whoa, what a catch as Braylon Prorock goes all the way downfield. And what a catch it was. 50 yards and a touchdown.
Unbelievable. Prorock, that'll be his 4th touchdown of the season. Had 3 of them in the regular season. It gets Fall Creek up 6-0.
Dan, what did you see down there on the field?
Yeah, unfortunately, number 27, Benjamin Olson, almost had that interception. He almost had that hand right up in there and could have brought that down, but unfortunately just a little bit too outside. That was a beautiful throw for a touchdown.
Yeah, it was. It's Kurtz to Prorock, and 50 yards on the play, and Fall Creek will go for 2 on the play as well. Tailback is Ethan Weststraight, and they will pitch it to him running right, and Regis unable to put up any resistance, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. 8-0. Regis trails the Fall Creek Crickets. What a response as they score with 9:58 left to go first quarter. We'll come back right after this here on the Ramblers Sports Network. As we are back after a 4-play, 68-yard drive. Took a minute 56. No off the clock. And talk about Fall Creek looked really good on offense on that first drive. Regis, they got to come to play tonight.
Absolutely. Averaging more than 5 yards a carry was the running back Kramer.
Here comes a kick, and it's bobbled at about the 15-yard line and down to a knee to get it. And it's taking an extra hit after the play. Was Eau Claire Regis' Noah Labor. There will be no flag on the hit as he went down on a knee, came up, and then took a hit from a Fall Creek Cricket. And in the end, it ends up being just at the 18-yard line. Dan, what did you see down there?
Yeah, so the reason why that wasn't a penalty is because he couldn't stop his momentum. The refs decided that, hey, this is going to be a momentum thing going forward. He wasn't trying to land that hit on him, even though it may have looked like it, but he just could not stop himself. He was going at that high of velocity.
One of those excuse me plays down there, and luckily for Fall Creek, they did not get a penalty call. All right, so here is the inverted double wing for Regis. It is Tate leading the blockers there across the 20 to about the 21-yard line as he is gang tackled by a number of Crickets. Ian Hopper was in on the play, about a 3-yard gain. And this is what we'll see, right? It's 3, 4, 5 yards and a cloud of rubber pellets, as you will, as it's a 2nd and 7.
That's old school football, but hey, it works for the Ramblers.
Just minus the pellets, I suppose.
Yeah, just minus the pellets. It used to be dust in the old days.
Right. There's still a few of those old videos floating around of the old natural grass here at Carson Park, but we'll take the field turf any day, I suppose. 9:22 left to play. It's Weisenberger pitching out right side. Tate looking for the edge. Here he goes, 25-30 far sideline. Avoids a tackler for a moment at the 35 and then falls up to the 37-yard line. A nice play and a good run from him. Tackle comes from Ben Pilgrim, but not before he gets first down yardage on a gain of about 17 yards.
Big run there for Tate, and the reason that he was able to do that for the Ramblers, he got 2 or 3 blockers out in front of him. He was patient, stayed behind them, and let them clear the way like a snowplow.
It was certainly well done, and they're going to run the bread and butter here. Run the inverted double wing. Weisenberger again under center. Weisenberger has become a much better passer in his senior season here. Here's the handoff in the backfield to Tarbox. This is a play that they like to run, that little delayed handoff to the guy at the tailback spot, and he runs up the gut for 5 yards right up the middle of the 42-yard line, 2nd and 5.
Gain of 5, certainly nothing to sneeze at. Halfway there really opens up the playbook here on 2nd and medium.
He gets Everett Tate back into the game. He will run the play in from the sideline again and fill in as one of the wings on the inverted double wing. Good student sections here tonight. Despite Regis being in the black tonight, the Fall Creek students have come dressed in black, and the Regis Ramblers fans are dressed in white, so that'll mess with you, I suppose, a little bit. Because here's a pitch to right out, we're going right to left, and he's very close to the first down. One official has him at the first down. The other official has him a yard short. And which one are they going to give it to? I guess a yard short is where it looks like. It's 3rd and 1 here for Regis at their own 46-yard line.
3rd and about the length of a football, maybe a little less here.
Officials were a little bit, I don't know if they weren't on the same page or what it was, but nonetheless, here we go. It is 3rd and 1. Fall Creek Cricket sideline going to make some noise. Level 1 of the playoffs. Weisenberger under center. Hard count. He will pitch it or at least hand it off to Tarbox. Makes a cut at the 50. And he will get away! Down to the 35. And he gets taken down from behind. One man to beat to the 30-yard line. What an open field tackle to make the stop. But nonetheless, he gets big first down yardage. I think that was Westrate who got him. And it was a touchdown-saving tackle.
Absolutely. Tarbox, he had that way to cut from the middle of the field inside, and that's what opened that hole up, and he got good chunk of yardage there.
A very good run up to the 30-yard line. This drive started back at the 18 for Eau Claire Regis, and they move it forward. 7:28 left to play here in the first quarter. 8-0 Crickets with the lead. Here's the pitch over to the right wing, and Rideout gets tripped up across the line, but he falls forward for a pretty good gain of about 4 yards to the near hash mark. You see, we got the trip on him, but nonetheless a good handoff and a good run, and gets him a 2nd and 6 coming up.
And I think, Pete, this is where you start to think about attrition. It is just the first drive. With Regis running the football the way they are, this is tough running. This is fundamentally sound running. And it's going to translate well over the rest of this one.
You're talking about in college and the NFL about keeping a defense out there. Most of these guys play two ways. As Weisenberger back to pass, going to launch this one back corner of the end zone up for Tate. Really good defense downfield just to kind of put a body in front of him down the field there by the cornerback. That looked like it was Andrew Doherty who was in coverage, and a nice job just kind of getting in his way and not allowing him to get to that back corner of the end zone. I mean, not Doherty, rather, but it was Cade Stanky.
Taking a look at Weisenberger as a passer, 6 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. And it's got to be nice as a quarterback having this big running offense in front of you, which draws the defense in and opens you up for plays like that downfield.
3rd and 6 now at the 26-yard line. Need the 20 for a first down. It's the counter play, and Rideout's got the first down and a little bit more across the 20 to the 18-yard line, and another touchdown-saving tackle downfield by Bryson Elkins, and not before he gets about 7 yards, maybe 8 yards for the first down.
Keeps working, and a little bit of misdirection on that one too.
The wrinkles will start coming here, and now we know that Brian Brenner likes those, let's say, gadget plays, but all the wrinkles right where he passes, so it might be a running back pass, whatever it is. Now that we're in the playoffs, those things are going to start coming out of the playbook here. As Weisenberger again, inverted double wing, sends Tate in motion, pitches it out to him, almost got tackled before the pitch. Now he turns it on to 15, breaks the tackle to the 10, cut it at the 5 to the goal line. He is down a yard or two short of the goal line there at the 2, and it'll be 1st and goal down at the 2-yard line after about a 16-yard gain for the Ramblers lead running back Everett Tate.
And you talk about tough running. Tate made 2 or 3 moves in there. He just did not want to go down, whether it was evading contact or inviting it. Either way, he just wanted the yardage.
Harrison Haas checks out, and instead it is Austin Rideout bringing the play in from the sideline. 1st and goal. They will mark him down at the 2-yard line here for the Ramblers. 6 minutes left to play first quarter, an 8-0 Fall Creek lead. But the Ramblers are knocking on the doorstep. Weisenberger with the hard count, pitches it over to the right wing. It's Rideout lunging to the end zone. He is in across the goal line. Touchdown Ramblers as Austin Rideout scores his 6th touchdown of the season. Guy who averages almost 10 yards per gain. And that is an 8-6 lead now for the Crickets, and Regis will go for 2.
I think the 2-point conversion here in high school football and the playoffs especially adds such a wrinkle to the game.
Indeed it does, and Regis typically goes for 2 on their first 2-point conversion, or first touchdown of games, and a lot of times they'll kick extra points afterward, but we'll find out if they continue this, if Fall Creek continues to score as well. We'll be interested to see. Weisenberger sends Tate in motion. It's the counter play, and it's the handoff to Haas, and it looked like he got across the goal line, and he did as Harrison Haas runs this one in, and we are tied at 8, 5:51 left to go first quarter. We'll be back right after this here on the Ramblers Sports Network. Ball game, 5:51 left to go first quarter. Eau Claire Regis goes 8 plays, 82 yards, and Austin Rideout 2-yard touchdown run. Gets Regis on the board, the 2-point conversion. Good, 8-8. Dan Zons is on the sideline here before the kickoff. You got some interesting play calling signs down there. Regis always has great play calling signs, but they got some fun ones today, huh, Dan?
Yes, they do. They always change them up, it feels like, whenever I see them. But this time they had a couple of them. Evil villain character Hannibal Lecter was on one of them. while there were 2 pictures of different kinds of horses, and I can't see them currently right now from where I am on the field, but they were some very good, there were some very funny pictures.
Some of the fun things that the Ramblers do, and we'll have to test Dan Zanza's horse knowledge more, and horse breed knowledge, as the return comes here for Fall Creek out to the 29-yard line after the kickoff. All right, 2 touchdowns, 2 drives, Noah. So far the defenses have been relatively non-existent, which wasn't kind of what we thought coming in. We thought this might be a little more old-school defensive football, but what the heck? Let's see a shootout tonight, I guess, huh?
Absolutely, and it's so cool to see at least what has the makings of a shootout, but all the way on the ground for both teams. You know, if you love running the football, this is the game for you.
So Fall Creek at their own 29 with 5:46 left to play here in the quarter. A bounce out right side run up about to the 35-yard line, and once again we see a steady dose of Cullen Kramer running the ball. That's a run there, and the runs he got on the last drive should get him over the 1,000-yard mark now on the season. Pretty impressive. He's one of the better backs that Regis and maybe we will see this season with how good he is back there here for the Fall Creek Crickets.
6.7 yards a carry. That is a gargantuan number.
Definitely is. And one receiver left, one right, I formation again. They will give it to Kramer again. He's got the first down and a little bit more across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Haas up top, Tate down low on the tackle. And to the 41-yard line they go, 5-yard gain. First down here for the Crickets. And both these teams feel like this, Noah, but both these defenses need one of the, like, kind of an explosive defensive play, right? A tackle for a loss. Doesn't have to be a turnover, just something to kind of get their defense a little more settled here.
Regis no stranger to that. They've got 4 guys at least who have been known to do that this season.
Kramer now trying to get around the left edge on the pitch. He cuts it back at the 40-45. Well, look at that. Just turns on the Jets across the 50. He's got the first down and an 11-yard gain on the far side, tackled by Walterstorff on the play, but not before 11 yards on a first down into Regis territory. And Fall Creek is moving the ball at will right now.
Yeah, both teams, the rushing attack for both teams has been incredible. The ease that Kramer has been getting to the second and the third level with. The holes are there, and he is running through. He could drive a truck through them, Pete.
Brian Brenner is chatting with the official on the near side. I'm assuming that they're looking for a holding penalty with these big gaps that are being opened up for Kramer to run. Kramer on the far hash mark now. Under center goes Kurtz again. Remember, Kurtz got the touchdown the last drive on the pass, as he gave it to Kramer. Huge hole up the middle to the 40, and he's to the 35 and tripped up down there to the 34-yard line. And once again, Regis' defense, a little bit like Swiss cheese there, as Rideout makes a tackle, but not before. Another big gain up to the 34-yard line.
There's still a lot of football left, though. It's going to be interesting to see if this ease of running the football is going to continue as we get into the third and fourth quarters.
Yeah, I mean, usually you think you favor the offenses down the stretch, right? The defense gets tired, but you're right. Somebody's got to step up and make a play right now for one of these defenses as they run to Kramer, right side, big hole, 30, 25, and gets tripped up at the 24-yard line. A number of different Ramblers kind of helping out on the tackle. Looked like it was Landon Semling who made that stop, but not before he gets, I think they're giving him the first down, to the 24, exactly 10-yard gain.
Another first down for Fall Creek. That run from Kramer around the inside edge possible because that offensive line did such a good job of blocking down and setting the edge, allowing another big hole for Kramer.
Fall Creek 8, Regis 8, 3:40 left to play first quarter, and the clock ticking. Another Kramer run left side. This time he gets hit at the line and doesn't get much else. And a nice job getting some penetration in the backfield for Mason McCoy. He will fall forward for a yard or two up to the 22-yard line. 2nd and 8 coming up here for the Crickets.
That's exactly what Regis needed. That's their first big stop really for either team in this game. 2nd and long, it puts the Crickets in a situation that we haven't seen them in yet.
Yeah, Crickets on 2nd and long, and Regis hoping to make it 3rd and long here. One receiver right, one left. I formation is what they've been running here in this quarter as they run up the right side. And again, Kramer tripped up. Now a late flag coming in. The tackle was made once again by Landon Semling. And let's see what the flag is here from the umpire. You'd think it's in the area of holding, but you wouldn't be surprised if it's something else. Waiting our first penalty call. Chop block is the call here against the Crickets, and I think they'll accept it with kind of the way things have gone here. I think we have the referee mic'd up. Sure enough.
On the offense.
Chop block on the offense.
Chop block on the offense.
One day we're going to get high school officials to say a number too. one day.
Someday. I don't know. It's
It's a ways away, apparently. But, hey, we got him mic'd up, which is more than we can say most nights. Randy Johnson, your head official. And, again, these guys getting that special kind of assignment, right? I mean, anytime you get a state playoff assignment, it's an honor, and I'm sure they feel excited about it. But Fall Creek not excited about that penalty because it's a 15-yarder all the way back to the 38-yard line, second and forever. Coming up, they're going to need to get to the 14 for a first down. So you're looking about second and 24 or so here for Fall Creek. They're going to go with the loaded backfield set here, and they will pitch it left side, running left to the 35, still on his feet to the 32. Will go Ethan Westrate, so he gets some of it back, but still third and beyond the sticks here for Fall Creek coming up.
Yeah, I mean, usually you look at
I was saying injury as well down here as well. To one of the linemen, Noah. Sorry, we'll get him in a second. There looks like Quinn Kinderman who is down. Go ahead, Noah.
I was going to say, usually you think of a gain of 7 or 8 on second down as a really good thing, but still having so long to go, you got to wonder if Fall Creek is going to try and it may not be their bread and butter, but spread the offense out a little bit, show pass on third down, maybe see what happens.
Of course, there's plenty of action in the WIAA state playoffs tonight, and we will have football Friday night on the radio side over on News Talk WMEQ, I do believe, tonight at 9:30, unless I've missed something, but I do believe that is the case. And see the injured player being helped off here for Fall Creek in Quinn Kinderman, so you can stay tuned for that on the radio side. Tune over to News Talk WMEQ 106.3 FM at 9:30 to hear about all the scores and all the different results in the brackets as well. Of course, Chi High is on the road tonight as well, up top there in the Division I brackets. Hudson in action against DC Everest tonight. And, of course, in this bracket in Division 6, this winner will await the winner of Luther versus Ladysmith. That'll be next week here at Carson Park if Regis wins. There if Fall Creek wins on that side. So a third and forever, 3rd and 18 coming up after the injury here for Fall Creek. 2:11 left to play first quarter. They fling it out right side, waiting for a flag. There will be no flag on the pass right to Cohen Tum. And a good defense there by Regis. Maybe a little bit of a tug on that play, but not enough for the officials to throw it. And it'll be 4th and 18 and a chance now likely with it being that long. I think you kind of have to punt this one, don't you?
I think so, too. I like what Fall Creek did. They threw that drag route kind of underneath trying to pick up some yards. Just could not get the completion. But here, 4th and 18, even though the ball's in no man's land, well, they're
going for it.
They're going for it.
Unless it's going to be a pooch punt, that would be the only way they could go about it. Kurtz in the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 2 right. First time we've seen this formation, and he is back to pass, looking to the right side the whole way. Going to launch it for the back corner of the end zone, single coverage up. It is caught! Holy cow! What a catch in the back corner of the end zone by Caleb Stanky. Unbelievable. 32-yard touchdown reception on 4th and 18. And Fall Creek takes the lead 14-8. Oh, my goodness. Look down to Dan. Dan, what did you see down on the field?
That was an amazing catch by Steinke on the sideline right there. That was only inches away from slipping right through his hands and hitting the ground, so just a beautiful grab, great concentration. That was double coverage, by the way. They got that right in between that slot.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a timeout taken by Regis to kind of set the defense on this 2-point conversion. Noah, that was pretty impressive. I mean, Dan mentioned double to start. I think in the end it ended up being single coverage down the side, but to recognize that it was going to be single coverage after starting out as double coverage for Nathan Kurtz, I mean, that was – I mean, he put it where only his receiver could catch it, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a great throw by Kurtz. He had a strong pocket. He had time to sit back there, wait for the play to develop. But, man, Pete, I'm glad that you went to Dan first because that catch had me speechless.
Yeah, that's I mean, you don't see catches like that at the Division I level, much less Division VI. That was very impressive there. Fall Creek, they've come out with the energy here tonight. I mean, there's no doubt that they have come to play tonight, and Regis has done a good job matching it, right? But that's just an individual effort that you can't do a whole lot about. And so we will see the Crickets go for 2 here. 2 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter, 14-8. Fall Creek with the lead, and they will go for 2 indeed. Kurtz goes under center. He's going to throw this one. Rolling left, got pressure, and he'll throw it, and it's caught at the 6. And they'll continue to fight there, Will Westrate, and he will push the pile to about the 3, but not enough for the 2-point conversion. And with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter, it's Fall Creek 14, Eau Claire Regis 8. Take a quick break, come back right after this on the Ramblers Sports Network. Once again here to Carson Park as Eau Claire Regis trails Fall Creek 14-8. 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Again, special thanks to our great producers, Sean Saka on the radio side and St. Cullinan here as part of the Ramblers Sports Network. Always fun to do this simulcast broadcast. And, well, Noah, it has been an interesting start to this game. Is this a wobbling spiraler that's going to go out of bounds on the far side? So Regis going to have good field position here. But so far, not a whole lot of defense, and we've seen some really good individual efforts. And for as much as we talk about the running game for Fall Creek, it's been the passing game that's gotten it done here tonight with 2 passing touchdowns and long ones as well.
Yeah, that last long passing touchdown to cap off that drive, a 50-yard touchdown on 3rd and forever. It's going to be hard for this Regis defense to refocus after a play like that.
Yeah, they will, and so Regis will take the ball at the 35-yard line after the kick out of bounds with 2 minutes even left to play here at the first quarter. And it's been all scoring, which is not something you're used to seeing a whole lot of, especially in a Regis game as well, with both teams kind of doing the back and forth here as Weisenberger goes under center. He will pitch it to the tailback right out, and he is dropped in the backfield, getting back there to make the play. And just kind of an open field tackle. I believe that was Westrate again, who just made the great couple of runs on that last drive, and it's going to be a loss all the way back to the 29-yard line. That's a 6-yard loss, 2nd and 16.
Not a whole lot you can do about the defender coming in unblocked on that play.
Yeah, that's just a missed assignment there, and maybe a little bit of stunting going up front for Fall Creek, just avoiding a blocker, inverted double wing. There's early movement there for Regis, and they're a little out of sorts right now. I don't think, it's one thing to say you don't expect being punched in the mouth like this, but I think, Regis, it's a 1 versus 8. They beat Fall Creek 26-0 in the regular season. Don't think they were expecting this level of excitement and energy from Fall Creek in this first quarter.
Yeah, as they back up 5 yards on the false start. We don't talk enough about how hard it is to come into a game focused as the 1 seed in any sport, but especially in a game where you get so few second chances like football.
So we're just going backwards, 2nd and 21 now. And on the false start, Weisenberger rolling to his right, looks to pass downfield. Good throw downfield, incomplete. Went right through the wickets there of Alex Figge, about at the line to gain or on the 45-yard line. He had that ball right there, too. It was a good throw and some good zip on that throw for Weisenberger. Figge just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, Weisenberger couldn't have put that ball any closer, but it was still a really good look. You could tell that, well, they didn't get the completion. Regis still had Fall Creek's defense beat. So we'll see if they can do it again here on 3rd down.
So back at the 24-yard line here, 3rd and 21 here for Regis. 1:07 left to go first quarter. It's Fall Creek 14, Regis 8. And Regis going to run a 3-receiver right, 1 receiver left set. Weisenberger back to pass. Oh, they're trying to set up the screen, and he gets crushed, and he could not get the ball out to Tate. He gets that ball to Tate, Noah, and I think Tate's got a chance to maybe get close to the first down marker, but it was 4 guys in the backfield. Whoa, what a play. Flip down to Dan here, see what he saw down on the sideline.
Oh, yeah, that got completely blown up by Fall. That got completely blown up there by number 21 on Fall Creek. That's Gus Prankus. He absolutely was the only one in there that was really making a play for the defense, because the rest of the team had sold on that screen and had thought that it was a pass play.
Yeah, pretty impressive there. They got in the backfield. Again, if Weisenberger completes that, they got a chance, almost a chance at a block kick there. This is going to wobble left side, received at the 45, full head of steam. Moving this one forward is Elkins on the far side, makes a cut at the 30, 25-20, another cut. He's to the 10, he's to the 5, and he is in for the score for Fall Creek. There are no flags on the field, and that is a big-time return for Elkins and Fall Creek. And look at this. It's 20-8, Fall Creek with the lead. 48 seconds left to go first quarter. And this is not something you were expecting here tonight, as the number 8 seed is up by 2 scores here against the Ramblers.
You're right, Pete. I did not have this one on my bingo card.
No, not at all. And so a punt return touchdown. And that one coming off the back of Bryson Elkins. About a 55-yard punt return, I think, in the end. And it will be another 2-point conversion running right into the goal line, really close. I don't think they got it with Westrate on the right, and they did not. So they've missed the last 2 2-point conversions, but a couple of touchdowns have the Crickets up 20-8 on the Ramblers. 48 seconds left, first quarter. Back after this here on the Ramblers Sports Network. Welcome back in here to Carson Park, historic Carson Park indeed, 20-8. Fall Creek trying to have an historic night here tonight in an 8 versus 1 matchup as they lead 20-8 over Eau Claire Regis. A punt return touchdown there, Noah. And boy, Regis that last drive backing up, going backwards. The offense not really to get moving forward. And now it's so early. You still got plenty of time. They just need to kind of get back to who they are on this drive.
Absolutely. It's only a 2-score game. It's a little bit less than that with the 2-point conversions at play.
So here comes the kickoff. It'll be taken right in the middle at the 10-yard line here by Tate. Labor rather. He'll take it to the 25, trying to break a tackle. Takes a huge hit across the 25 up near the 27-yard line, and Regis will have the ball in decent field position here at their own 27.
Now, taking a look at the way that momentum has swung here as we get ready for this Regis offense to come out onto the field. 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Nearly the entire game still left to be played, and it's less than a 2-score game. If the Ramblers can retake some of that momentum, we've got ourselves a football game.
Indeed we do. It is the inverted double wing again. Regis likely going to just run a play or two here. Trying to get to the second quarter as Weisenberger fakes the pitch. He'll run it himself, and he runs right into a wall of white Fall Creek jerseys. He'll get maybe a yard on the play. The tackle coming in right up the gut. I think that was Parker Nelson who made the stop. 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. And clock ticking down, 23-22. Believe they don't have to take another snap here if I've done the math right. But Weisenberger is out to potentially do that. Now Brian Brenner's yelling something out at him like they may just wait a second here. 10-9, yeah, the back judge's hand not in the air. So they do not have to take the snap if they don't want. 4 seconds left here in the quarter. They will take it, though. It's a pitch off to the right wing, and moving to the left side here behind a few blockers is Carter Whiteside. He'll get it to the 30-yard line before he is taken down, and that is the end of quarter number 1. It has been all Fall Creek, 20-8. They lead it on Eau Claire Regis, and it's a 3rd and 7 coming up to start the second quarter, which we will have for you right after this here on your home for Rambler football. To Carson Park as we are set for the start of the second quarter. 3rd and about 7 coming up here for Regis at their own 30-yard line. It is Fall Creek 20, Regis 8, and it's a handoff up the gut to Tarbox. He's going to push, and he's going to get the first down. How about some hard running? And his helmet taken off across the 40, near the 41-yard line, and it wasn't quite Sam Darnold-esque, but nonetheless, the helmet taken off there at the 41, and it's a first down for Regis.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get the whole night without a Vikings reference, but I want to talk about that play. They had a little bit of misdirection to the near side. Our TV viewers saw it, but running that football right up the gut, it's a big gain. It moves the chains.
Weisenberger goes under center in the inverted double wing once again. It's a pitch to Tate. Tate looking for a hole, gets hit at the line, and then kind of falls up across near the 45-yard line, getting through some arm tackles as Pilgrim ended up stopping him after a 4-yard gain. I figured there's probably going to be some Bills references tonight, so I had to even them out with a few Vikings references. Early second quarter, 20-8, Crickets with the lead. The punt return touchdown, a big one right now. That is a big momentum builder. Again, Regis punting it away. It was the first time one of these teams stopped each other, basically, and then to give up a touchdown right after that, or right as part of that, pretty demoralizing. Here's Haas getting past the line of scrimmage on the counter from the right wing to the left. On the far hash mark, gets pushed back after about a 3-yard gain, we'll call it, to the 48-yard line of Eau Claire Regis. Brings up a 3rd and manageable, 3rd and about 3 for Regis. And you know, when you get late in the playoffs, usually that's what Regis wants, right? They don't care if it's the 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. That's what they want to break off. I don't think they were looking for that tonight, but hey, this is kind of what you need to do to get back into the game.
Yeah, in a football game, you get 3 downs. If you use all of them, it still counts the same when you get to the sticks.
Indeed, as Regis back up to the line, far hash mark again in the black jerseys tonight. 10:25 left to play, second quarter. Crickets 20, Regis 8. Here's a handoff on the counter. Tate trying to drag a tackler. He did not get there. In fact, he might not even have got back to the line of scrimmage, trying to move to the left side, and he was pushed backwards by Brady Harriman up in the middle. And it will be a no-gainer, 4th and 3, right about at midfield, their own 48. It's a tough decision. I think a lot of teams now know it, especially in the college ranks. NFL likely go for this now. Used to not go for this, but Regis, I think they're feeling like they want to assert their will a little bit here.
Right around midfield, and I think if they go for this and it works out, they're right back in this.
Get a whistle, and Fall Creek not ready. I wonder if they have all their guys out there. I think they did. Yeah, it looks like they got 11 guys on the field. For a second, I thought they might not be set up in the way they wanted to, so they'll take a timeout. 9:43 left to go here in the second quarter. It's Fall Creek 20 and the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers 8. Pete Knutson, Noah Schwartz, Dan Zahns with you here on the Rambler Sports Network and on Classic Rock 92.1. And again, it's one of those weird things, Noah, where you experience playoff whatever, whether it's football, baseball, those kind of things. There's a different feeling for me a lot of times to the games. It's almost like everything is sped up a lot more than it is. And this kind of the way Fall Creek has hit Regis at the beginning of this game, it just feels like Regis is sped up, not really patient right now as they typically are, and they've just kind of got them all out of rhythm at the moment.
Yeah, I think you could say that. I think that if you're a Fall Creek fan, the way that the Crickets have come out has been unbelievable. And for Regis, they're 3 yards away from continuing this drive.
Weisenberger again, the fake handoff, and he will take it himself on 4th and 3, and there he goes, up to the 45 of the Fall Creek Crickets. That's a 7-yard gain when he needed 3 on 4th and 3. And a first down for Weisenberger, who comes up limping a bit back to the huddle. And we will hope that he's all right, certainly, as he has been the iron horse back there at quarterback all season long here for Regis. They got a couple of options, but yeah, that's not a good sign if he's not able to keep going. Seems to be all right, though. 1st and 10. At the 45 of Fall Creek, Weisenberger with a pitch to Tate. Tate jumps over the line and then gets a yard to the 49-yard line, and Caleb Cole was in on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9.
It's a good job by this Regis offense to keep this drive going, make Fall Creek's defense stay out there a little bit longer than they thought they have to. That's part of playing the mental game of this playoff football.
Fall Creek has had just 2 drives. They've scored touchdowns on both of them and then scored a touchdown on a punt return on Regis's stalled drive back a few moments ago. 8:45 left to go, second quarter. Fall Creek 20, Regis 8. Here's a handoff on the delay to Tarbox up the gut. He'll get a decent gain to the left side of about 4 yards to the 40-yard line as he gets past that initial line. And so far, the Tarbucks handoff has been kind of the most effective one out of that inverted double wing, I think, in the first, 15 or so minutes of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been the way that the Ramblers have been gaining the lion's share of their yards. And I would be surprised if they didn't go back to it here on 3rd and 5.
And now at this position at the 40-yard line of Fall Creek on 3rd and 5, this is 4-down territory, so you don't get it on this down. I'm sure they'll be going for it unless they get way backed up. As Weisenberger fakes a handoff, rolls out to his right, looking downfield, kind of limping as he rolls too. Wants to launch this one deep. He's got a man down by the goal line. Oh, what a defensive play by Ben Pilgrim. Sawyer Webster was open, and now a late flag coming in on the play. Weisenberger is still limping at the other end. Did you let's see if we saw the flag. Dan, did you see what happened down there?
Yeah, there was a good grab of the jersey at the end that really resulted in the hindering. However, I was surprised that they were going to even throw it because it didn't really seem like that much of a grab on my end. I thought it was kind of more of hand play up and down the sideline, but no, they're going to give him a flag on that one. But that was a beautiful dive by DJ Cooper, or not DJ Cooper, but number 10 on Regis.
Yeah, Ben Pilgrim.
That'd be Ben Pilgrim.
Yeah, sure enough, and the indication is that it is on Fall Creek. I wonder, did they give a holding or a pass interference or no? I didn't see what yeah, it is holding. So the hold came before the pass interference, so just 10 yards, but it will be a first down up to the 30-yard line.
That's a big gain there for Regis, even though it comes by way of the yellow handkerchief. You know, that's why you that's why you take a chance on a deep ball, because even if you don't complete it, you could get the flag.
Weisenberger, there's an early movement there, but no call. The run to the right side on the pitch, and the inverted double wing is going to end up with a loss of 2 or 3, and the handoff to Tate. There was movement by both teams. Usually they'll blow that dead if a team jumps offside in high school ball, but there was no whistle, and it's now 2nd and 13. So 2nd and 13 now coming up. And the 20-yard line is what Regis needs to gain on the near hash mark. 7:33 left to play second quarter. Fall Creek 20, Regis 8. Regis 10-0 this season as Bryant Brenner's crew is hoping to make a ride and a trip down to Madison, but they got a lot of steps in front of them, including this good Fall Creek team, and another good penetration on the run to the right side by Tate. The tackle got made by Prankus, but the early penetration there, and I think that was Trevor Whitlinger, who got into the backfield, Noah, and just really disrupted that play. It's a 1-yard loss, 3rd and 14.
Yeah, and it's rough for Regis because Everett Tate, he had space to the near side, but there was traffic and congestion in the backfield. He was tripping over somebody, and he just could not get ahead of steam started.
So 3rd and 14 from the Fall Creek 34-yard line. 6:45 left to go second quarter. Aces formation here for Regis. One receiver right, one left. They'll throw right side. Catch made inside the 25. It's not enough for a first down, but it makes 4th down much more manageable as that catch is made by Austin Rideout. Dan, you had a pretty good look at it down there in the field, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit too close. I was a little afraid there that was going to end up right into me, but no, that was a beautiful catch right there by number 21. And I'll tell you what, he barely got his feet there he barely had his feet inbounds for that one. Got only 1 foot inbounds, but that's all you need in high school.
All of a sudden, you were going to have the Colfax Vikings making a tackle there on the sideline as well. But nonetheless, here it is, 4th and 2, and the give will go to Haas up the middle. He's got the first down across the 20 to about the 17-yard line. Ben Pilgrim comes in for the tackle, but not before a first down of 5 yards on the gain. And boy, what a catch on 3rd down to set up 4th and manageable. You knew they wanted to go for it, but needed to get that catch to set that up.
Yeah, throwing the out route on 3rd down, and then on 4th down for the second 4th down conversion of this drive for the Ramblers, running it right back up the middle, which has been their bread and butter. That's a good way to run an offense.
Fall Creek 20, Regis 8. 6:17 left to go second quarter. The clock ticking. Inverted double wing near side here for Weisenberger. Sends a man in motion as he will hand it off to Tarbuck's left side. Turns on the Jets at the 10. And he gets hit hard down near the 5-yard line. They'll mark him at the 6 for an 11-yard gain. It's 1st and goal here for Regis, but Brody Tarbucks continues to run that ball downfield at a good clip. And boy, he's another guy in that tailback spot. You don't always expect that to be the speedy spot, but boy, he could really turn the Jets on.
Yeah, once he gets past the line and gets toward that second level of tacklers, the linebackers, the DBs, he gets like another gear of speed.
Eau Claire Regis started this drive with 41 seconds left in the first quarter, and we've got now under 6 minutes left to go in this quarter. Weisenberger fakes it on the handoff and runs. especially after he took that one hit and he was limping. A little surprised they kept it with Weisenberger. Let's see if he's all right. Seems to be fine. He'll get a yard gain at the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Absolutely, but going back to that deep pass earlier on this drive, they made Weisenberger roll out nearly a couple plays after that injury you were talking about. He fell to the ground making that throw, but he still looks sound.
Once again, inverted double wing. The handoff goes to Haas from right to left. Following blockers, left side near the goal line. He got really close. Official from the far side's coming in and marking that. Looks like near the 1-foot line where he is marking that ball inside the 1. And so 3rd and goal from the about 1-foot line or so coming up here for Regis with 5:13 to go in the 2nd quarter. This is Regis football, old school Regis football, right in your living room. You're talking about an 8-minute drive or so right now, and they're trying to cap it off with a goal line run out of that inverted double wing. Now we got a whistle. Didn't look like there was movement here unless there was somebody maybe lined up incorrectly. Offside on the Fall Creek Crickets, and that is an automatic dead ball in high school ball. Well, half the distance to the goal line. It's about an index card. It's about a Gene Steratore to the goal line here. And we'll get another 3rd and goal.
Just a few blades of that artificial turf, but it still counts.
So the far hash mark here, Regis will come back up to the line. Pretty much make any penalty you want if you're Fall Creek. They can't really move it much closer to the goal line. Here's a handoff. Tarbuck's up the gut, falls. Big pile of black jerseys, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Regis. 4:36 to go, 2nd quarter. It's the Fall Creek Crickets 20, Regis 14. And I think with the missed 2-pointers, they're gonna bring the extra point unit out here as Jack Schroeder is 30 of 31 on the season in extra points, and he'll get set to try to kick this one through.
I think that this is a great place in the ball game for Regis to play it safe, go for one, you don't want to call it the sure thing, but the more sure thing.
The holder is Weisenberger, and the extra point with 4:36 left to play here in the quarter, and that one is through, and Regis will trail only by 5, 20-15, 4:36 to go, 2nd quarter. We'll come back right after this on your home for Rambler football. Welcome back in here to Carson Park as Eau Claire Regis cuts into the lead for Fall Creek. It's 20-15 now, Crickets with the lead as the Ramblers march that downfield. And Noah, that's not as good of a drive as you're ever going to get right there. That took 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Started at their own 27, and they just kind of matriculated that ball down the field nicely to get the touchdown and take away some of the momentum from Fall Creek here.
Yeah, shades of Hank Stram, you said it. But making this now just a 5-point game, taking nearly 8 minutes off the clock. That's exactly what Regis wanted to do with this football. And just a great drive all around.
Schroeder with the kick, and he will squib this one. It will be, bobbled at the 30-yard line, and now a scramble for it at the 35. It looks like Fall Creek fell on it around the 34-yard line. That one was bobbled by Westrate, and then he had to dive for it, and he got there in about 2 yards before the Ramblers pounced on him.
Just barely. That ball was in no man's land, and it was loose. Good job by Westrate to get back to that one.
So this is our first drive officially of the 2nd quarter, at least starting in the 2nd quarter. Ball at the 35. 4:33 left to go here in this 2nd quarter. Regis trailing 20-15 to the 8th seed Crickets. Winner of this game plays the winner of Luther versus Ladysmith. Handoff up the gut, nothing doing. Absolutely nothing there for Kramer. And for a moment, Regis was saying the ball came out as well. Be about a loss of a half a yard. 2nd and long here for Fall Creek.
That's a really important play for this Ramblers defense because that's really one of the first times we've seen the Crickets go backwards on offense. Having that happen on 1st down just adds insult to injury.
Yeah, those first 2 drives, Kramer could not be stopped. I mean, he was finding huge holes as they send one receiver right, one left. Again, I formation here. Kramer with the give. Right side, blockers there. Breaks it to the 40, and he's down, I think, they're going to give him the 45. Wow. Looked like his elbow was down a good half a yard in front of the 45, but they're going to give him the first down on a 10-yard gain, and the Crickets move the chains with 3:53 left to go in the second quarter.
Hey, he just kept the legs moving as he got nearer to that line to gain. He would not be denied the first down.
Good run there, out to the 45. Eau Claire Regis on defense have not had a great time on defense so far. They have allowed touchdowns on both of the offensive drives for Fall Creek. The other touchdown came on a punt return for Fall Creek. They gave them a 20-8 lead at the time. Regis has cut into it. It's 20-15. They faked the missed snap there, basically, did Kurtz, and he handed up to the up back in Prankus, who gets 2 yards to the right side of the 47-yard line. The tackle was made by Walter Storff and Tyler Galing, and it's 2nd and 8.
Gus Prankus, the senior running back, one of 3 guys who have been known to get the football for the Crickets. Their 3 main running backs, Kramer, Prankus, and Westrate, all over 6.7 yards per carry.
One receiver right, one left, I formation. There's the run right side again. Big gain across the 45-40, and up near the 37-yard line once again goes Kramer, and he's got the first down into Regis territory to the 38.
It's such a versatile rushing attack here for Fall Creek. They stop Kramer inside, they run it to him outside.
15-yard gain for Kramer, and boy, he really not only a powerful back, but also a speedy back, right? He kind of has that good combination that you just don't see. You usually see one or the other, and not both. But that's what you've got there is now Regis sees Fall Creek checking off the play here. 2:38 left to go second quarter. Still have more than 10 seconds on the play clock. Now still checking off the play is Kurtz. One receiver right, one left. They keep the I formation. And a handoff to Kramer up the gut right side to the 35. Spun down, a little ankle tackle on that far side from Everett Tate, but not before about a 4-yard gain to the 34-yard line. Now between the hash marks and the numbers there is Eau Claire Regis trying to dig in here on defense. Down by 5 to Fall Creek. Do not want to allow another touchdown here before the end of the half. About to tick under 2 minutes left here in this first half. No 2-minute timeout in the high school game as one receiver goes left, one right, I formation. Kramer now running across right tackle. He breaks the tackle to the 30, and he's down with first down yardage up to the 25-yard line. Good tackle out on the edge by Tate again, but not before another first down, another 9-yard gain for the Crickets.
It has been all Cullen Kramer in this ball game so far for Fall Creek.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining here in this first half. 1st and 10 from the Regis 25. And once again, Kurtz goes under center. He's got Kramer behind him. Oh, and it's just all messed up there. And how is that not a flag? It was an early snap. I guess nobody moved early, and so it'll be a loss of about 3 yards. Everybody was still sitting, and yeah, sure enough, nobody moved, I guess, early is what Dan tells us down there. And it's going to be 2nd and 12 here for the Crickets.
Well, offensive linemen like that old saying, the center is never early, everybody else is just late.
Keep that one in the back pocket, I think. 27-yard line, 2nd and 10. Kramer up the gut, hits the line and gets hit backward. A 1-yard gain maybe to the 26. There's a whistle and a timeout here, and Regis just filling up the line, filling up the gaps right up the gut here in that defensive line. 3rd and 11 and a timeout taken by Fall Creek with 57 seconds left in the first half, and the Crickets by 5.
Trying to save a little bit of time on that timeout. But Kramer, he has had an open door all drive long. Not that time. The door was slammed in his face by the front 4 for Regis.
Indeed it was, and now Regis in a good position to potentially kind of take back this ball. And again, they're going to receive the ball to start the second half, which is good to remember as well. And so, again, the weather not a factor tonight, barely any wind, of course no rain, anything like that. A little bit on the chilly side, 49 degrees at the moment, but for the most part, this is a perfect night for football, and we're getting to the nitty-gritty here. When you get playoff time, that's when you start getting those 40-degree nights in that range, and it becomes fun.
Yeah.
This is football weather. You're a Buffalo guy. It's exciting.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't be happier. Fall is by far my favorite season.
Try to get you some other scores from around the WIA playoffs. Mondovi in action against Cameron tonight. As Kurtz will pitch it off left side. They couldn't get to Kramer in the backfield. He'll get to the 25, maybe the 24. Good open field tackle, though, by Regis as Mason McCoy makes it. They'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, but not much more. 4th and 9. And again, this is in high school football, this is still kind of no man's land, even though it's 24, not really field goal range. Pardon me, 3rd down coming up, rather, but not really field goal range, but it's also not really go for it range either. And now we will see a timeout. So it's going to be 3rd and 9. No, it is 4th down, right? Yeah. All right, I was right on that. It is 4th down. They did take a moment to well, they got it as 3rd down on the board, and they got it as 4th down over there. I think it's 4th down, right?
Yeah, you usually go with what's on the field,
yeah,
right?
Right. They did now finally mark it on the scoreboard to 4th down. Timeout taken. They're going to wind the clock. Was there a timeout
official's
taken?
timeout.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Apparently I missed it. Well, nonetheless, here we go. They're going to wind the clock, and Crickets seem to be content to maybe take this to the locker room. The clock's running. Do they realize it? I think they do. The coaches do. And, yeah, they're going to go to locker room here. Regis fans are making some noise as the momentum is swung back to Regis a little bit here tonight. So, indeed, we will see a whistle, and they were waiting, I guess, it sounds like, for the play clock to tick down. So, timeout taken, 4 seconds left. And, again, saw the back judge counting that down. And so now the ball at the 24, and either you're kicking a long field goal here, which I doubt, Noah. You're likely just trying to figure out what the play is to get it in the end zone. It's not really Hail Mary range, more nonetheless, because you're at the 24. But it's also what is it? It's more Brett Favre to Greg Lewis range. There you go. There's another Vikings reference for you.
Yeah, there's another one. I'm gonna go a different direction. I'm gonna go Sebastian Janikowski in the NFL. Quite some time ago, once before halftime, he attempted a 76-yard field goal, well beyond his range. He didn't make it, but with the end of the half coming up, you might as well test your kicker's range. Just give him the shot. Say, hey, we've got confidence out there. If you give us 3 points, great. If you don't, it's halftime.
It is interesting in high school ball, and I think we're close enough where this probably won't be an issue, but if you totally shanked it, field goals work like punts, right? They don't become dead right away. So you, in theory, can return this ball from wherever you want if you're Regis as well, if something doesn't go right, if you are trying to kick it. But I don't think they're going to. It looks like they're going to just try to get a shot at the end zone. So this will be the last play in all likelihood of the first half. It's Fall Creek 20, Regis 15. Ball at the Regis 24. And Fall Creek in the shotgun here with 2 receivers right and 2 to the left here for Kurtz. Kurtz awaits the snap. Regis brings the blitz. He'll throw it out to the right side. It is incomplete, and 0's on the clock. Took a big hit. No flags on the play. And a big hit back there as well. But for a moment, when that ball was let go, Noah, there was no white jersey in space. And if that had a little more air under it, I mean, there's a chance for a pick 6 there for Regis with that defender out on the right side.
There is a chance if you're a Fall Creek fan. Luckily, that one flutters harmlessly to the turf.
Again, we will check in on some scores as we are now at halftime. Try to get you some scores from around Division 6, maybe some local scores as well. We can tell you before we go to halftime, the Mondovi leads Cameron 27-6 with 2:42 left to go in the second quarter of their game. That is important in that Mondovi is on the other side of the bracket from Regis and Fall Creek, the 3 seed. So they would not meet Mondovi. Whoever wins this game, right, wouldn't have a chance to meet Mondovi until level 3. As well. So Fall Creek and Regis halftime, and it's a 20-15 lead for the Fall Creek Crickets over the Ramblers. We'll take a short break, come back and recap some things, get you some scores, and do some halftime festivities for you here from Carson Park. Halftime, Fall Creek by 5 here on your home for Rambler football. Zons here tonight. Sean Saka is back on our radio side here on Classic Rock 92.1 FM, WMEQ, Menominee, Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, rock921.com, and iHeartRadio, and Zane Cullinan running the dials here on the YouTube channel of Eau Claire Regis. There's so many folks watching out there. I'm told that a bunch of the students at the University of Iowa and the Hawkeyes getting ready to take on the Northwestern Wildcats. Mason Cullinan and all her friends are down there watching this game. They're watching across the world. They're listening across the world, Noah, and they've been entertained to a good game. Fall Creek 20, Regis 15 here at halftime. We'll get to the kind of keys to the second half here in just a moment. But as we look around the Division 6 bracket, and that's what we're going to give you the update on here tonight as well, the fact that all the other games are not great games at the moment. You've got Luther leading Ladysmith 24-6 at halftime. Grantsburg is up on Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser in the 2 versus 6 matchup in this Division 6 bracket. 28-6 at halftime. Mondovi leads Cameron 34-6 at halftime as well. So it's the only close game so far, and Fall Creek came to play tonight. Certainly, Noah, this has been a fun one to watch so far from a neutral standpoint. I'm sure for the Regis fans watching at home on the video stream, they're probably got their heart in their throat a little bit at this moment.
Oh, yeah. I think it's fair to say that it's a nail-biter if you are rooting for either one of these two teams. But if you approach this game as just a football fan, you can't ask for anything better than this. I can't remember the last time that I saw a game that was both a blowout and a strong exhibition of ground and pound running the football. And both of these teams, they've kept the football on the ground, they've kept the clock moving, and they've been able to push forward yard by yard and put some points on the board.
We saw that as well. We saw, again, Fall Creek outside of that last drive of the half, right? They got the ball back with 4:33 left in the second quarter and then couldn't do anything to finish off that drive at the end. Other than that, they only had 2 other offensive drives in that first half, but they scored touchdowns on it. You recap the scoring. Fall Creek scored just a little under 2 minutes into the game on a 2-minute drive, minute 56 seconds. In fact, Kurtz threw that long 50-yard pass to Prorock that made it 8-0 with the 2-point conversion. Good. Regis answered right back. They went downfield, 8 plays, 82 yards. Austin Rideout runs it in on a 2-yard touchdown run. 2-pointer good there, 8-8. Then Fall Creek gets about a 3.5-minute drive or so. Kurtz had that amazing pass that we saw on that 4th down conversion to Stanky, 32 yards on 4th and 18 to get the 14-8 lead. Then again, Regis stalls on their drive. Punt return, it's 20-8. You're thinking, oh, Regis is in trouble here. But then that long, methodical drive, the 8-minute drive that we saw was really, really impressive from Regis in that one. And the impressive long drive took 8 minutes, and Tarbucks ran it in from a yard out, a drive that went for 73 yards. So very impressive, certainly, as we saw that as well. Not sure if we have Dan back down on the field here with us as well. He might be in need of a microphone issue or something like that. I haven't heard from him down there. Hopefully he's down there. I think he's waiting to get a hold of us. I know he had an injury update as well, so we'll see if Dan is available down there. Can you hear us, Dan? I'm going to take that as a no, so hopefully we'll get that figured out here in just a few moments. So nonetheless, both teams warming up here, getting ready for the start of the second half. And Regis is going to get the ball to start things off here, Noah. And I think the question becomes is what can Regis do? I mean, if they go down and get a touchdown here, it feels like Fall Creek's dominated this game a little bit, right, at least early in the game, and they've had all this momentum. You're trying to do 8 versus 1, but if Regis goes down and scores, all of a sudden you look up and you're Fall Creek, and you're down by a couple points. That can be a little bit demoralizing, I'd imagine.
It can be, especially with the Crickets being ahead by 2 scores at a point earlier in that first half. Well, I think what Regis needs to do here on this opening drive of the second half, they need to put together maybe not another 8-minute drive, but another one of their typical Regis Rambler football drives. Push this ball down the field, tire out their defense a little bit more than they already are, and make sure that they know who they're playing against.
That'll be the hope here as Eau Claire Regis comes to the sideline. Again, they're going to receive the opening kickoff of this second half. And we'll see if the Ramblers are able to get things going in the right direction here in a few moments. Now, I have not heard from Dan down there on the sideline, so we'll hopefully get his microphone issues sorted out here. Oh, we are good. All right, there you are, Dan. What do we got to report? I know you had maybe an injury update from one of the Crickets that was down a little bit ago.
Yeah, so a little bit ago after halftime, I watched number 52, Quinn Kinderman walk off the sideline. He was not in pads. He was had an ice on his knee and was wrapping off. He was limping on the way home. So hopefully he's able to recover quickly from that injury. You hate to see it here in the playoffs when any kind of player gets injured.
Yeah, it's a big-time injury there for Fall Creek. Just got to stay healthy. Remember, we saw Owen Weisenberger as well limp a little bit after taking a hit, but he seems like he's kind of got his feet back under. Haven't really seen the limp since. And I mean, Noah, you get to playoff time in high school football, and you're looking at potentially playing your last game, right? Every game can be your last game all of a sudden. So you know that little things, right, are not going to bug you to the point you're going to get back out there in the field as quickly as you can.
Yeah, and I think that's, a lot. Some people ask why schools might sponsor sports, and this is exactly why. It teaches these young men so many things, and one of them being toughness, being able to deal with a little bit of adversity, deal with a little bit of discomfort, and keep executing and keep playing the game.
Sounds like when I tried to tie my shoe the other day. I pulled something in my shoulder. Didn't feel great.
Oh, there's levels to it.
There's levels. It's a 20-15 lead for the Crickets here as we get ready for the start of the second half. And so Regis will go back to return with Rideout, Figgy, and Tate. And we'll see that three-person wall basically as Fall Creek gets set to kick things off. All right, ready to go. Third quarter, Regis will receive the ball. They'll move left to right as you watch or you listen to them at home. And Fall Creek will move right to left on your radio dial. And as the great Woody Wall would say, if you got a vertical radio, turn it on its side as we get ready for the third quarter. And Regis ready to return as here comes a kick. And it's not looking like a big run up here. Fall Creek, I don't know if they got something up here on this kick, but it kind of feels that way a bit. Just a quick kick downfield. Near side, right out to the sideline, going to let it go out of bounds. And another good field position, 35-yard line here for Regis to start this third quarter. So Regis will start at their own 35. And, one of the things, too, you have to think about is at Fall Creek, I know a lot of these guys play two ways. So it's hard to say that the defense is getting tired and that kind of thing. But, that defense, and these guys had to react to things. They had to go in and do all that for 8 minutes there. And then you had that, 4-minute drive for Fall Creek that resulted in nothing. But I'd imagine defensively they got to be a little frustrated. We've been out here for a while, it feels like, with that long drive Regis had and then not a very long drive for Fall Creek that didn't result in any points. Now Regis is back out on offense.
Yeah, you can bet they're going to be motivated to get off the field quickly. If that doesn't happen, look out.
Here is the inverted double wing, and you get it to Tate. He will burst to the near side of the 40, trying to stiff arm a defender as he's ridden out of bounds across the 45-yard line. A good tackle there by Ben Pilgrim out of the secondary, but not before. That is a 10-yard gain and a first down here for the Ramblers up to the 45-yard line.
One play, one first down. That checks all the boxes here for the Ramblers. Good start to the drive.
Everett Tate, another guy, just really patient runner, and it's similar to the other side to Kramer, right, where when he hits the hole, the speed is just something really to behold. And once again, they're going to give it to Tate up the gut, moving from the left to the right side and just fighting for yardage. The ball popped out of there. They're going to say he was down at the 50. Boy, that ball just kind of exploded, probably off the turf, Noah, but wow, that was a little nervy there for the Ramblers.
Yeah, it looked to me like the ball caused the fumble. You take a look at the artificial turf, and sometimes that little extra bit of elasticity will force a ball out, but once you contact the ground, that's the play.
It's kind of squirted out of there near hash mark here, 2nd and 5. He was down. They'll give it to Rideout, trying to counter up the middle. Got a decent hole, and he's got the first down. And right now it is at 5 yards and a cloud of dust as it's the 45 of Fall Creek on a 5-yard Rideout run. It's a first down for the Ramblers with 11:13 left to go third quarter, and the Crickets up by 5 here in the first level of the playoffs. So they'll move the sticks, move the chains, and off we go into Fall Creek territory as Regis tries to assert their dominance on the offensive side. For Fall Creek, they got to just kind of dig in here. And even if they give up a score, don't get down on yourself, right? Don't kind of get sad about it. As here's another pitch from left to right, and there it is, Tate again. Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's another 10-yard gain. It's going to be another first down here for the Ramblers.
The Ramblers just keep moving the chains and marching down the field and not taking a whole lot of time to do it.
Everett Tate running the ball well. He will likely not hit the 1,000-yard mark today. Came in with 838 yards on the season. But has a chance to reach that next week if Regis can figure out a way to win this game. Inverted double wing again. On the near hash mark, they send a man in motion. Instead, they give it to Tarbox as the tailback. Doesn't have much moving to the left side. Good tackle there. Everybody kind of ganged up on him, got to him quickly. Lincoln Burr and others were there. Give him Prankus a tackle credit also here. 2nd and 9 for Regis between the hash marks.
Prankus, the linebacker, another two-way player. He came in with 57 tackles on the season.
Not only is Iowa Hawkeye territory watching, but Cincinnati Bearcat territory watching here on the Rambler Sports Network. Cincinnati folks tuning into today's game. There's another counter. The left side to Haas across the 30 and up across the 30 to the 29-yard line. The counter to Haas, and now we're seeing the depth at running back that Regis has. You go to Haas, you can go to Rideout, you can go to Whiteside. Any of those guys can contribute.
And we take a look down at our spot chart. 5 different guys all have very substantial stats here running the football for Regis. This has been their bread and butter.
Don't be surprised if at some point you see Nick Helen or maybe Noah Terrace or one of those guys get into the game to run too if you need to. 3rd and 4 here from the 29 of Fall Creek. Pitch to the left wing. Tate's got the first down across the 25, and then he's double teamed there at the 22-yard line on a 7-yard gain. Tate a little bit slow getting up, but he seems fine. As again, it's the secondary who's had to come in and make the tackles again. I think that's when Prankus coming in to make that stop, and it's the guys in the safety spots who kind of have to come in and make the tackle. And when Regis is getting tackled by safeties, that's usually a good sign.
Absolutely. And if you're Fall Creek, if you're any defense, if you're having your defensive backs trying to bring down bigger running backs, it's not a good sign.
22-yard line. Weisenberger rolling to his right, looking to pass. They've got it covered. He'll launch and go out of bounds here. Takes a shot from Lincoln Burr. But no flag on the play, and that's really good coverage downfield. Fall Creek has come prepared for those rollouts out of the inverted double wing. There's some teams, Noah, where it does not really look good for them in terms of how they defend downfield, but they did a good job there.
They certainly did. Weisenberger, the quarterback for Regis, also did a good job. He knew there was really not a whole lot there. He did a good job getting out of that pocket, getting out of the tackle box, and throwing the ball out of harm's way.
Sounds like Stanky might have been a little bit hobbled there after that play as well. We'll keep our eye on that. Thanks to Dan Zons, our sideline reporter, sending that along. 9:16 to go as they'll hand off to Tarbox. We're moving right, but nothing there on the near hash mark. He gets stopped at the line for maybe a yard gain to get back that yard that was lost. Now 3rd and 10 here for Regis at their own, or pardon me, at the Fall Creek 22 as we tick under 9 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter, and Fall Creek up by 5. 20-15 they lead it here over the Ramblers. Full stands here on the near side and the far side on this D6 matchup at this college field here at Carson Park. Fans are going to make their voices heard as the Ramblers need to get down to about the 12 for a first down. Delayed handoff. There goes Tate right side to the 15. He's taken down. He looks like he's going to be a yard or two short as Caleb Cole had to make the stop. Let's hope Tate's all right because he is down right where he got tackled. Kind of got, I say rolled up on isn't the way to say it, but he kind of got tackled awkwardly from behind, down kind of on his shins from behind as well.
Yeah, it looks he's made his way to his feet, thankfully, and looks like he will be able to make his way off the field under his own steam, but certainly thinking about Tate.
And one of the things about Regis' team is they've always got so many great running backs who can, usually fill in, but if Everett Tate were to be injured, right, and again, he looks like he's okay walking off, that's going to really put a damper on the chances for them to make it past tonight and make it very far in the playoffs, that's for sure. So here comes the Ramblers to the line, 4th and 1 from the 13-yard line. Handoff will go again to Rideout moving up the gut. He's got the first down, and Gangrene pushing right across the 10 and down near the 6-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain. Wasn't quite a tush push, but it felt like it was just student body right and do a little rugby scrum down into the inside the 10.
And 4th and 1, both these teams knew that that was coming. It looked like Fall Creek had all 11 men in the box, but sometimes the offense gets the bigger push, and that's what happened there.
So once again, the Ramblers come to the line. Weisenberger also limping as he gets to the line as well. Inverted double wing, 1st and goal from the 7. We'll call it the 6-yard line. It's right out again, right to left pitch, up the gut to the 5. He's near the goal line. The officials coming in. They're going to say he is just short, that he came down at about the 1-foot line again and the 1-inch line. Dan Zons is down on the field there. And, boy, you imagine, Dan, that this is going to be power football down there, don't you?
Oh, yes, it definitely is. I mean, that almost went in by itself, but just a little bit too close to that 1 yard goal line. Got his elbow down on the ground. Great job by Fall Creek with the stuff, but here we go again with Regis.
And we got a whistle, and I don't know if it's an injury or some blood, I think, on maybe an elbow, something like that, of Gus Prankus, so he's going to have to check out of there. So no official, or it is an official timeout, but it is not officially a timeout that's going to be charged to anybody here.
I love football.
Don't we all?
It's just the thing that so many people don't understand about it. And one of my favorite things about this sport is how much of a nerd fest it is.
It definitely is. There's Tarbucks up the gut, and he's going to nerd out in the end zone as the Ramblers take the lead, 21-20. 6 points on the board, and another long drive for Regis ends in points. This one goes about 5 minutes, and Tarbucks with his second touchdown of the night and his 5th of the season. And Brody Tarbucks, he's in the end zone. It's 21-20, and Regis will elect to kick the extra point instead of go for 2 here. Fall Creek's kicking game, I think, is a little suspect, so I don't think it matters a whole lot, that 3-point lead idea. Schroeder will attempt the extra point, and the kick is up and good, and it's a 22-20 lead for the Ramblers. 7:03 to go, third quarter. We'll be back right after this here on your home for Rambler football. In here to Eau Claire Regis and to Carson Park as we are set for the next drive for Fall Creek as Eau Claire Regis takes up 4 minutes and 57 seconds, marches it downfield. A 65-yard touchdown drive, a 22-20 lead now for the Ramblers. A little bit of happier faces here on the Rambler sideline, Noah, but it's still nervy moments. This is still a tight game, and Fall Creek's offense can move the ball. We know that.
This is a nail-biter for sure, but Pete, what did we say coming out of halftime? Regis needed a long drive and a score, and that's what they got.
And now a kick that will go and be received here at the 30-yard line here by Fall Creek, and they will take it there, and it'll be the 30-yard line here for Fall Creek to start. And 7:02 left to play here in this third quarter rather. And again, a 22-20 lead for the Ramblers. They were down 20-8 at one point in this game, and so 14 unanswered points basically at the moment here for Regis. Have them in the lead by 2. Not necessarily the end of the world to get tested in the first round, but Fall Creek's thinking different things than a test. They're thinking about a win, and there's a huge hole. Huge hole left side, and here goes the run to the near side to the 45-50. And near and out of bounds across into Regis territory. Once again goes Cullen Kramer. He's down to the 43-yard line of Eau Claire Regis. A massive gain of 27 yards and a huge first down for Fall Creek.
And by this point in the game, I think Regis knows who's getting the football on. I don't want to say every play, but nearly every play for the Crickets. It is going to be Kramer, and you can't stop a back like Kramer reliable. He's that good.
And I think knowing that Brian Brenner, is sitting there, he's working on the line judge here on the near side. He wants a holding call, something, right, to put them backwards because Kramer is just rattling off big chunks right now. Here at the 43-yard line of Regis. We'll go down to Dan in a moment with an injury update as here comes the handoff up the gut. And once again, Kramer to the 35, makes a move at the 30, and he's spun down near the 26-yard line as he once again, the little shoulder shake hesitation that gets him down. Whiteside makes the tackle, but not before a big gain to the 26, 17 yards on a first down. Dan, what do you got down there on the sideline?
They are currently warming up a new quarterback right now as number 6, Owen Weisenberger, got a little shaken up to end that. They were working on him a little bit, but they were also working on number 3, Everett Tate, who's getting his ankle looked at. he was able to get back up, and he's back out there on the field for the defense. But there's something to look at on this offensive side of the ball whenever they get that ball back.
All right, so that's obviously big. Regis going to hope that those guys are able to go here. Is there again is a handoff to Kramer up the gut. Not going to get nearly as much, but still a decent gain. He got hit at the line and then just kept churning the legs, and Regis unable to take him down until he gets about a 4-yard gain to about the 22-yard line on the stop there by Nash Cullinan, I believe. There for the Ramblers.
Yeah, but talking about the way that Kramer is able to run the football, you alluded to that shoulder shake he has, but he has got this way where he runs into the line and he's still able to just create the space, Almost reminds you of Gale Sayers.
Yeah, that's the old Kansas Comet there, and sure enough, yeah, the little just shimmies. Again, he just, as you said, makes space as he'll pitch it to Kramer. He almost didn't receive that one. Tate was trying to get out there to make the stop, couldn't, got blocked. Now he stays on his feet across the 15. We rolled off a tackler down to the 13-yard line, and Kramer rattles off 9 yards. It's another first down here for Fall Creek. Not first and goal, but first and 10 from the 13. Impressive there. Right out finally took him down, but Tate was the guy who kind of shot the gap on that edge, and I just got a late chip block out there. If not, he might have had a chance to make that tackle in the backfield. See if they're kind of slowing down the pace a little bit here. Are the Crickets just trying to figure out how to eat up a little bit more clock. In the backfield, we'll see Westrate here, and they get Regis to jump offside. Now they have that play in the till, basically, in the queue. And jumping offside there was George Walterstorff.
5-yard penalty.
Be first and 5.
First down.
You tell with the new formation there, Noah, that's maybe what they were trying to do, right? Different formation, had Westrate in, had everybody tied up on the line, and ended up getting the offside call.
Yeah, I mean, as physical of a sport as football is, it can be a chess match like that too.
8-yard line now, first and 5. It's a handoff to the right side, and Westrate just kind of hurdles, dives, jumps over the line on the right side for 2 yards as he goes down. And now second and about 3 coming up here for Fall Creek at the 6. So once again, Regis will see what we can do here as Fall Creek at the 6-yard line. And hopefully Weisenberger's able to come back out there as they pitch it off on the left side. And once again, Westrate at the 5, and he is into the end zone. Lost the ball, but he crossed the plane, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown on the 6-yard gain. And just like that, the Crickets take the lead back 26-22 here over the Ramblers.
Well, we've been talking about Cullen Kramer running the football for Fall Creek all night. Ethan Westrate, he's no slouch either. He came in leading the Crickets with 8 touchdowns on the year. That's his 9th.
Another Rambler limping after that play. That's Jake Rubenzer, who is a little slow after the play. Looks like he wants to stay in there. We're going to go for 2 here. It sounds like Weisenberger, again, was getting looked at on the sideline. Let's hope that he's okay.
Currently is.
And once again, Crickets are going to go for 2. So Westrate with the 6-yard TD run. And now they will move it off on the right side. Westrate for the goal line. He's in for 2. And it's 28-22 now. Regis with the lead, Crickets rather with the lead, 28-22 here with 4:13 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back right after this here on the Ramblers Sports Network. Park. Right now it's already here in level 1, Noah, a war of attrition as Regis saw Fall Creek march right downfield, and right now the Ramblers are just trying to stay healthy down there on the sideline, getting beat up a little bit, and the Crickets march it right downfield, go 70 yards, and take back the lead 28-22 here on the Ramblers, 4:13 to go, third quarter. Here's the kickoff downfield over to the far side. Looks like Tate will scoop it up over there on the far side, looking to move to the 20. Still looking to move out of a tackle. It's a really nice move at the 30-yard line, and then he gets across the 35 up near the 37-yard line. That was Noah Labor who made the return, in fact, as well, and he gets a 37, and it's first down Ramblers with good field position.
Yeah, on that return, a lot of patient running. They're waiting for the play to develop, not just trying to take the speedy route through, but waiting for open space to get there, and that's going to have Regis in some great starting field position.
This is a heck of a game. Fall Creek to respond. We talked about it, right? If Regis went down on the first drive of the half, respond back, right? Don't get down on yourself, and exactly what they did to now take a 28-22 lead here on the Ramblers. And now let's see if Weisenberger comes out and see who came out there for Regis at quarterback. It is not. It is rather Joey Bramer, and now the run comes to the right side to Tate, and he is going to be wrapped up in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. And once again, you see the penetration there for Gus Prankus, and it is now a 2-yard loss where they mark him to the 33. It'll be 2nd and 12 here on the near side. 3:45 left to go in the third quarter, and Regis needing some answers.
And despite the fact that Regis is, as we've talked about all night, primarily a run-first team, having Bramer come in, he's only a sophomore, inexperienced quarterback. You'll have to see how that affects this offense.
There's a pitch to Rideout, running left across the 35, back to the original line of scrimmage, and a little more, and now a very late flag on the play. Umpire was looking right at it. Doesn't look like it's a hold. I didn't see any Ramblers in there, but, I mean, it's in the area of a hold. It is a face mask. And this is where high school rules, how do I want to say this?
5-yard face mask.
Yeah.
The defense.
5-yard face mask, because that's still a thing in 2024. And we'll move it up to the 43-yard line. And so it is not a first down, even though the chains are moving. The chain gang thought that, like everybody in the rest of the civilized world, think that a face mask should be an automatic 15-yard penalty and first down. It is not. It's 3rd and 1 here for Regis. Here is the run left to right for Tate, pushing the pile. Looked like he got the first down. They'll give him forward progress to the 45. So whistle here. Not sure what for.
It's mighty close.
Yeah, they're moving the chains here. I think the officials were trying to reset the chains after the chains started moving because they thought it was an automatic first down. It is a first down at the 45 from Tate. And so the Ramblers move the chains with 3:11 left to go here in the third quarter. And the Ramblers down by 6, 28-22 here against Fall Creek. All right, I got off my soapbox there for a moment. Why the 5-yard face mask still exists in high school football is beyond me. As to the line they come, inverted double wing again for Weisenberger. Sends right out in motion. It's a handoff to Tarbox instead. Right up the gut, and there's power football to the 50-yard line. 5 yards right up the gut. And he will make it a 2nd and 5 coming up here for Regis.
Yeah, just inside of 3 minutes left here in this third quarter, and Regis, they want to take up as much time as physically possible here on this drive. They've got the ball right at midfield, 5 yards till they get their next set of downs.
I mean, take out this drive right now. Both teams have only had, before this drive, only have had 4 drives each. This has been a pretty short drive game, right? So you're not looking at a whole lot more drives left in this game, so you got to make it count. As Bramer's going to go back to pass, launches it far side. It is up, jump ball, incomplete. Deflected over there on the far sideline. A little bit of taunting afterward, a little push afterward. Webster got taunted on the play by Elkins, and then Webster kind of gave him the brush back there as he got up as well. Jump ball thrown up there. Maybe a little bit of vote of confidence there in Bramer downfield.
Maybe, yeah, you know. I'm sure that Bramer coming into the game, he's got to be at least a little nervous. He's human. So giving him that opportunity to throw the ball down the field, try and get a completion. It didn't work out there, but it's still a great way to show confidence in your signal call.
So 3rd and 5 now from the 50, inverted double wing. The handoff is up the gut. Didn't look like a really well-developed play, almost a little bit of hesitation. Handoff to Tarbucks. He's going to get a yard to the 49. It looked like there was some maybe confusion with that exchange, and that kind of slowed the play down. And the Fall Creek coach apparently not happy with some sort of procedure there. Now it's going to be 4th and 4 here for Regis. They need the 45 in Fall Creek for a first down. 1:43 and the clock rolling left in the third quarter. It's Fall Creek 28, Regis 22. Big moment in this game.
High drama.
Inverted double wing again, and again, no Weisenberger right now. It's Joey Bramer as the quarterback, and they got him to jump offside. That's going to be a first down. The hard count gets it done for the Ramblers.
Aaron Rodgers would be so proud.
And there was, more than one? It was probably, 3 guys who jumped. One guy made contact, but there was a couple other guys who jumped too.
Yeah, both ends of the line, somebody in the middle too.
So a little bit of turnabout is fair play since Fall Creek pulled that off on their last drive against Regis. Regis gives it right back to the Crickets, and they move it across the 45 to the 44. First down, Regis on that hard count on the 4th and 4. Once again, Bramer was under center in the inverted double wing. He will pitch it over to Tate. It is right out rather. No, I'll try again. Whiteside with the pitch to the 43-yard line. Third time's a charm, and it's 2nd and 9 here for Regis as they contain that run on the edge pretty well here on the near side.
Gain of a yard, better than a gain of no yards, to be certain. But now Regis a little bit behind the sticks. They'll have to make up for it here over the next couple downs.
Under a minute left to play, third quarter. Fall Creek 28, Eau Claire Regis 22. 2nd and 9 from the Fall Creek 43-yard line. Once again, Bramer under center, inverted double wing, hand off to Tarbucks up the gut. Following a blocker, but just couldn't get out of the way, really, could the blocker there for Regis and Landon Semling, and he'll get only about 2 to about the 41-yard line, and a 3rd and 7 coming up here for the Ramblers.
That Tarbucks trying to run patiently there, there was no play there to develop, and he got what he could.
Semling's trying to get kind of past the mess of bodies on the turf, and just wasn't able to get out in front to get that lead block going. So 3rd and 7, I don't think Regis has to take a snap here. 12, 11, 10 left to go in the third quarter. So they could wait for the fourth quarter. They're not going to, though. Bramer sends a man in motion, moves right out. They're going to give it on the counter play. It's Tate up the gut to the 40, 35, and the last lunge might have got it for him at the 34-yard line. I think it did.
Look, by where they're spotting it, I think you're right.
A 7-yard gain. That's exactly what he needed. The sticks will move, and Regis will have the ball at the Fall Creek 34-yard line when we start the fourth quarter, which we'll have for you right after this here on the home for Rambler football. Welcome back here for the fourth quarter as we are set for a good fourth quarter between Eau Claire Regis and Fall Creek. It's playoff football, man. This is good stuff. 28-22, Fall Creek with the lead. And a 1st and 10 coming up here for Eau Claire Regis. Again, no Owen Weisenberger. And Joey Bramer is into the game here at quarterback, and he will pitch it to Austin Rideout. Looks for a cut. He got one at the 30. Bounces it out, 25. Near sideline 20. He's got one man to beat, and he gets pushed out of bounds inside the 15-yard line by Ben Pilgrim. And a first down coming up on a big gain there, almost 20, in fact, over 20 yards. We'll call it 21 to the 13, 1st and 10, Rideout with a big run.
Yeah, way to go for Rideout to start the fourth quarter with an electrifying play. As he ran past right to left, you could see the fans standing up, being brought to their feet right with him.
That's fun stuff. This is old school football, old school D6 football. Good stuff here. As Brahmer once again goes under center, and he will pitch it to the man on the right wing. This is Haas, left side. He got across the 5. He's close to the goal line, and he's down near the 2. About an 11, 12-yard gain, 1st and goal near the goal line coming up here for the Ramblers.
All back-to-back plays for Regis where they got close to the end zone, but they were stopped short, where it looked like it could have been a house call. I don't think they're complaining about that. That takes more time off the clock for their offense.
So the Ramblers will come to the line against Brahmer as the quarterback, and it will be Tate on the left wing and Whiteside on the right. Tarbox is the tailback. Inverted double wing at the 1, 1st and goal. Tarbox up the gut for the 3rd touchdown of the game. He's close. They're going to say short. Oh, my. Look at that push from the men in white up front. That does not happen against the Rambler offense too often.
And you cannot get much closer to that end zone.
Officials are right on it. And that ball again on that 1 foot line. And once again, the Ramblers is going to run some clock now. 11 minutes and ticking left to play here in the 4th quarter. It's Fall Creek 28, Regis 22. Tate on the left wing. I believe Haas is on the right. Tarbox the tailback. They're going to give it to him again, and he gets pushed in by Haas. He is in. Touchdown Ramblers. And we are tied at 28 with 10:46 left to play here in the ball game.
Well, I mean, if at first you don't succeed, keep running the football. It's going to work. And that time, that's what Regis did on that drive. And it's a tie ball game.
A really nice run there. Tarbox with his 3rd touchdown of the game, and it's been all the goal line plays as well. And give a lot of credit to Harrison Haas, who came behind and did a little bit of the old tush push behind him and pushed him into the goal line, into the end zone. Here's Schroeder's kick, not a real pretty one, but it hooks through, and it's a 1-point lead. That's a big kick there. Didn't look great, but it got the job done. 29-28 Ramblers lead. 10:46 left to go 4th quarter. We're back after this here on your home for Rambler football. Okay, welcome back in. Carson Park is the site of this exciting Division 6 playoff game between Regis and this squad here out of Fall Creek, who now the Ramblers up 29-28 here on the Crickets. And again, a couple scores from around the area. At halftime, it was Luther up 24-6 on Ladysmith. And Grantsburg is still up big. Mondovi is up big in their game as well. I think we got an update on that now. 30-6 Luther, pardon me, I think at last check as well. So it is one that we'll keep our eye on certainly here down the stretch. But how about this? Regis now leading by 1. Back and forth. We've had a number of lead changes, the touchdowns on every drive of the second half. No, this has been fun.
Yeah, if you're a football fan, this is exactly what you want to do on your Friday nights. I haven't seen a football game this good at any level in quite some time.
Yeah, it's a squib kick here for the Ramblers. It'll be scooped up at the 20-yard line over on the far side by the man who returned it for a touchdown on a punt earlier in Elkins. And now a late flag coming in. The punt, or the kickoff return rather, gets to the 34, but we'll see what they're going to maybe add on to this for a late hit, something like that here on the Ramblers. Waiting for the call from our head referee in Randy Johnson.
We have a late hit. On the defense.
And you can hear what the Rambler fans think about that.
15-yard penalty, be first down.
About that 15-yard
Indeed.
Late hit call, but I always felt that defensive penalties were so much more deflating than offensive penalties because you don't really get a chance to make those yards back on defense.
I think you're right. I mean, that's one of those where it just kills you because now the drive starts at the 48 here with 10:42 left. And they will hand it off up the gut, but nothing doing. And another really nice job by the middle of the line, and we've seen less of Kramer. Now, Kramer a lot on that drives early, but Regis is starting to figure him out a little bit more on the defensive side. So once again, Nash Cullinan coming in. He's coming in and made some nice tackles here for the Ramblers, as that will push him about a 1-yard gain to the 49-yard line. It's again for Kramer. Under center in the I formation, and they give it to Kramer, left side, looking for the hole to bounce it out. Gets hit at the 49 of Regis and then falls forward as he rolls off some tacklers. He's going to have a 9-yard gain on the edge, and he gets a first down across the 45 up to the 42-yard line as Rideout takes him down.
Yeah, when he was hit by Rydell, it was about 2 or 3 yards short of that line to gain, but he just kept the legs moving and moves the sticks for Fall Creek.
9:52, the clock ticking here left to play in this fourth quarter. It's Regis 29 and Fall Creek 28, and it's a 1st and 10 from the Regis 42 for the Crickets. One receiver left, one right, I formation again. Kramer is the tailback, and they'll give it to Kramer. Right up the gut, hit at the line, taken right down. About a 3-yard gain to the 39-yard line. His momentum took him into the tackler there for Regis. Once again in Landon Semling, and he just kind of took him to the ground with him, but a 3-yard gain.
And the way that both of these offenses have been playing in this ball game, as the time starts to dwindle here in the fourth, it feels like whoever has the ball last might be the victor.
We'll go to Dan here in a moment. One receiver left, one right, and Regis showing blitz on 2nd and 7 from the Rambler 39-yard line. Crickets down by 1. They're going to pass. Oh, they're rolling right. Here comes the pressure. There's a hold on the play. Downfield, it's intercepted! Intercepted at the 38-yard line! What a play! It's Everett Tate. He steps in front of the route. There is a flag. We'll sort it out, but it's probably a hold on Fall Creek. They go with the rollout. Regis brings the pressure. I don't know really why they're asking the sideline. They're going to decline this all day. You know, Noah, I was just about to say, as you can hear, the holding is declined, and Regis will get the ball here on that amazing interception from Everett Tate. I was just about to say, this kind of has a feeling of whichever team has the ball last is going to win. But, boy, what a big play that we just saw there. That's the big play that you've been looking for on defense for the Ramblers.
Yeah, what do we know up here? Everett Tate knows a lot more than we do. He was reading that play coming to the near side, saw that the quarterback was in trouble, read his eyes, and stepped in front of the throw.
Once Dan got down on the sideline, what an interception down there by Everett Tate, eh?
I'd say so, and oh my goodness, this sideline absolutely erupted when they got that interception. Just a great job by Everett Tate to read that. He read that the entire way, had his eyes on the quarterback, and ran him down, and immediately picked that, read it like a book. Beautiful job by Tate.
So at their own 39-yard line, here comes the run to the left side and taken down his Rideout. Somebody grabbed his ankle out of the air as he was hurdling the line and gets about 2, maybe 3 to the 42-yard line. Here as the Ramblers now are going to try to eat some clock with 8:40 left to play here in the fourth quarter, up by 1.
Yeah, they're going to try and take this play clock maybe not as far down as they can, but certainly they want to get it close. And every extra second that they can tick away here, it's going to help them. 2nd
and 7 from their own 42. Weisenberger is under center. Inverted double wing again. Or pardon me, not Weisenberger, rather, but Brommer. And they'll pitch it left side, and Rideout's got a nice hole left side 50. And he pushed out of bounds at the 45. They want a flag here for a late hit on the sideline. It was close, but Rideout was trying to stay in bounds and pick up as many extra yards as he could. He gets to the 45 of Fall Creek, and another big gain there. 13 yards and a first down.
Clock stops on the out of bounds, but still a huge pickup. That makes this drive that much more easier, or that much easier for the Ramblers.
29-28 Ramblers lead. 8:14 to go here in the fourth quarter, and the Ramblers are looking to just eat up yards here on the ground in this inverted double wing. And there's a false start. Early movement from Haas on the right wing, and they'll back up 5 to the 50. That's about as easy of a call as you're ever going to get, and he knew it. Just didn't know the cadence there.
But you can hear down from the Regis sideline from our crowd mics, they're yelling, next play, next play. That's exactly the right kind of mentality. Keep the game in front of you. That's what the Ramblers are trying to do.
So 1st and 15, a little bit of hope there for Fall Creek. Again, they give up a touchdown here. It'd be interesting to see if Coach Brenner ends up going for 2 and tries to make it a 2-possession game or not. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but we'll see what happens. As here comes Tate trying to run around the right edge. Fall Creek had it read the entire way, and that's great penetration once again by Westrate. I mean, Westrate's been all over the field on the offensive side, but he does it on the defensive side there. He saw that play coming a mile away, and it's a loss back to the 49 of Regis. It's 2nd and 16.
2nd and 16. They're there's not a whole lot of plays in the playbook for something like this. You got to just run your best play and hope that you can get about half.
Now, Grantsburg at last look was up 42-6 in their contest. Mondovi up big on Cameron. It looks like chalk so far here on this side of the bracket in Division 6, except for this game. This is the one that's in doubt, certainly, as Regis tries to maintain that one seed as it's a run up the middle to Tarbox, and he is ankle tackled, just falling forward across the 50 up near the 48-yard line. And a good job to just get down and make the stop there by Brody Harriman. And it'll be 3rd and 13 here for Regis at the Fall Creek 48-yard line. 7 minutes left to play, and the clock's still ticking. 29-28 Ramblers. Regis is down coming into the half. They went up 22-20 on a Tarbuck's 1-yard touchdown run to start this half. Fall Creek answered, then Tarbuck's ran it in again to go up 29-28. That's where we stand at the moment. 3rd and 13. Here is the pitch. Oh, it's a gadget play. Figgy wants to throw this one far side. He throws up a jump ball. There's a push off there, no call. It's intercepted down near the 35-yard line. Ben Pilgrim in the secondary comes up with it. The Rambler fans wanted to push off. There was a pretty clear extension and hands in the back of the intended receiver downfield, who was Tyler Galing, but oh boy, it's an interception and the ball at the 35 of Fall Creek, and now they've got it back with 6:27 to go.
And, I like Regis trying to get a little creative there. A 1-point lead in football, especially with any time on the clock, is really no lead. But Figgy just has to do a better job. He can't throw into double coverage in an important spot like that. That's got to be a more competitive pass.
Yeah, I think he thought Galen could maybe go up and get the jump ball, but a good job there by Pilgrim to read it. And again, maybe use a little contact, got the job done. And now the handoff goes up the middle. And this is a big gain on the far side for Kramer as he gets up to the to his own 45. He's about a yard short of the first down marker, as officially this starts at the 36 this drive. A 9-yard gain there for Kramer, and it's 2nd and 1. Let's go down to the sideline. Dan's got something for us here on the sideline as well.
Yeah, so the trainer was looking at Brody Tarbo, actually, number 32, a tight end, and not only a tight end, but one of their better linebackers, too. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how they supplement him.
There's a handoff up the middle here. So, yeah, Tarbox getting tended to, the guy who's got 3 touchdowns for the Regis today as well. So hopefully he can come back in on the offensive side of the ball, as Regis may need him, as there's another big run up the gut, and it's a first down to the 48-yard line once again for Kramer. Gets to the 48 of Regis on the play, 1st and 10. It's a 29-28 lead for the Ramblers, and the clock's becoming a bit of an issue now. 5:34 left to play.
Yeah, we're getting to that point in the game where you start to watch the clock a lot more.
Handoff again to Kramer. He'll push the pile right for about 3 yards to the Rambler 45-yard line. And a good job there by the Ramblers to gang tackle with George Walterstorff and company. It's 2nd and 7 here for Fall Creek.
Good job by the Ramblers. We know how well that Fall Creek has been running this football tonight, so to limit them to 3 yards on a carry like that, great job defensively.
Ramblers lead by 1, 5 minutes left to play as the clock goes under 5, rolling in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 7 from the Rambler 45 here for the Fall Creek Crickets. And you're going to hear a lot of noise from this sideline here on the near side from the Rambler faithful. Here comes the handoff up the gut again to Kramer. He's got the first down again on 2nd and 7. He picks up 9 to the 36-yard line. Just a little off-tackle run left. Not a whole lot of misdirection or anything, and it's just more of a power on the offensive line, push the pile into the 36 for a first down.
Well, we talk about the way that Kramer finds space. He does it again there. It didn't look like he had too much of a gap, but he just went around that tackle and found some green grass or turf, I guess.
1st and 10 here from the Rambler 36-yard line. 4:24 left to play in the 4th quarter. I formation again, and the pitch goes to the left side. This is not Kramer. It's Westrate, rather, down the sideline, and there comes the penalty flag. They got him marked out of bounds, I want to say close to the first down marker, but this is against Fall Creek, and this is the flag that the Ramblers have been wanting the entire game, and they finally get it with 4:14 left in the game.
Offense, 10-yard penalty.
Had to be on that left side. Of course, again, they don't give the number in high school football, but this will move them back 10 yards on 1st and 20, and Regis will very easily take the penalty in this situation.
Regis, they showed blitz on that last play, but Fall Creek able to run that ball outside. Good blitz counter by the Crickets. We'll have to see how they adjust.
This drive started at the 6:27 mark. We're about to go under 4 minutes left to play here in the contest. One receiver left, one right. Regis by 1, 1st and 20. They pitch to Westrate on the left side. He's pushed out of bounds after a minimal gain across the 45 to the 44-yard line. I saw the last moment of that tackle there. Mason McCoy came in and finished it off. Looked like Haas was there as well. And it's just 2 yards, 2nd and 18 now coming up for Fall Creek.
Well, on the last play, Fall Creek was able to get, before the penalty, they were able to get a pretty decent gain running around the outside trying to break it down the sideline. They go back to the well last play on that one. That time only a gain of a couple.
2nd and 18 here for Fall Creek. One receiver left, one right. I formation again. Haven't seen a lot of wrinkles from that here tonight. 2nd and 18. There's the handoff. Kramer trying to bounce it off on the right side of the 40. Gets hit at the 38 and taken down there. That's Tate along with others. Noah Labor was there and a couple others as well to make the stop. He gets to the Rambler 38-yard line. 6-yard gain, 3rd and about 12 here for Fall Creek. Let's go down to Dan on the sideline as the Ramblers lead 29-28.
Yeah, in this drive after that interception, there's been a lot of confusion here, not only just with the defensive players, but with the coaching as well. Something that they're going to have to work on is communication and translating that in these next few minutes here.
Let's see if that translates here on 3rd and 12 as they roll to the left. Here it is Kurtz. Kurtz throws left side, catch made. A flag coming up at the 30, out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Let's see what the call is here. Get the feeling like this is on Regis. Yeah, it is. A hold on Regis at the 30. So this is going to be a pass interference, rather, is the call. And this, I believe, is going to be a first down. It's always weird in high school football with how they mark these penalties off, whether it's automatic first down or not. Officials
now a late flag coming in.
I think they were just throwing it back to the guy on the sideline there. They were just transferring the flag basically there, and yeah, it looked like another late one. But yeah, where they marked this penalty off.
The result of the 15-yard pass interference call will be a first
Yeah,
down.
so they're going to not take the catch. They'll take the penalty, and the 15 yards gives them the first down to the 23 of Regis. That is a huge call in this game. 1st and 10 for Fall Creek at the Regis 23 with 3:08 to go, and the Ramblers leading 29-28. Wow, clock's going to run. One receiver right, one left rather. Another run here to Kramer, right side to the 20, and he'll get pushed back by the black jerseys around the 17, but that's a 6-yard gain. I'll take that every time. And you're in the moment now, Noah, where I think Brian Brenner might have to start thinking about taking timeouts here. You're not quite there yet, but you're getting close.
Yeah, I think you might, maybe even after this play, depending on how quickly Fall Creek is willing to run a play.
Gain of 6 on the play.
Now let's see if Regis is able to get some pushback here. And yeah, we'll see how they decide to play. The 2nd and 4 from the Regis 17 after that 6-yard gain. Here is the handoff to Westrate. He might have the first down on the right side. Got across the 15 to the 14. He looks like he's a yard short. 3rd and 1 here for Fall Creek with 2:10 left to play in the 4th. So they're going to have to take this snap probably around the 145-ish mark, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think this might even, after this play for sure, I'd burn a timeout if I'm Regis.
Especially if they get the first down. I think you might have to. But sure enough, once again, Kurtz goes under center. It's a handoff up to the gut to Kramer. I'm not sure I did get it on the second effort. He got hit behind the line, but then kind of second effort, it just kind of rolled off to the left, and he gets down to the 12. 2-yard gain, it's a first down. 1:46 left to play 4th quarter. Regis 29, Fall Creek 28, and now they'll wind the clock. And Brian Brenner's not calling a timeout yet. He's got all 3 of them. So do the Crickets.
I think you gotta try and find a way to save some of this time.
This will probably be a timeout after this play, I'd imagine. Again, they're going to go with that loaded house here, and now Brian Brenner's calling a timeout. Or no, pardon me, Fall Creek. Well, initially they pointed Fall Creek was calling it. One official said Fall Creek, one said Regis. It is Regis who takes the timeout. And so it is their first timeout. But 16, 17 seconds ran off the clock there, I think, before they decided to take that. And I think part of it, the timeout taken there, Noah, is taken because of the formation. Didn't look right. But at the same time, I think now if you're Brenner, you're going, man, I wish I'd have taken that 17 seconds ago, but you didn't know it was going to happen.
Exactly. I mean, you think about where we were a couple of minutes ago, earlier on in this drive when we were at about midfield, and you're thinking, okay, there's still quite a lot of football left, but now they've got it 1st and 10 at the 12, and just 89 seconds left to play in a 1-point game. This is really something, isn't it?
The Ramblers up 29-28. How big will that interception that the Ramblers threw after they got the great interception from Everett Tate in this fourth quarter, then threw an interception on a gadget play a few plays later, and now Fall Creek has turned that into a drive that could win them this game with 1st and 10 from the Rambler 12-yard line. 2 timeouts left for the Ramblers, all 3 for Fall Creek. And once again, Kurtz goes under center, that loaded house formation. They send a man in motion, pitch it left side. Weststraight is hitting the backfield, gets away from it at the 15, and he'll get back about to the line of scrimmage. Not a whole lot more. To the 11-yard line, it looks like they'll mark him too. So 2nd and 9. The clock runs. Brenner is not taking a timeout. This feels like just a vote of confidence in your, hey, defense, go out and win us the game. That's what this feels like right now.
That's
gutsy.
That is gutsy, and that's some pressure to put on your defense, but they're a 10-0 team. They can handle it.
Kurt's going to go under center. Now flags. There's some movement here, and it's a false start on the Crickets. So they're going to move back to the 16-yard line. 56 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. 29-28 Ramblers. Now, this is not the NFL or college, so there is not a 10-second runoff with this, but they will wind the clock because the clock was running before that. So that's kind of interesting here. The clock's going to run, and interestingly, the Crickets did not take a timeout to kind of stop that from happening. I think if I'm the Crickets, I might have taken a timeout there just to set my offense. It's 40, 39, 38. It's a 1-point Rambler lead. Here's the handoff. No, they fake it. Kurtz goes out. It's dropped. Oh, my goodness. At the 10-yard line, they had a chance to go in for the touchdown. Gus Prankus was out in the flat. He had blockers in front of him at the 10, and he dropped it on the rollout. Holy cow, 3rd and long.
Oh, man.
All right, let's hear from Dan down there.
They also, not only did they have number 21, Gus Prankus open, but they also 13 streaking down the middle of the field, Trayton Wallleitner. That was just a missed opportunity there for a touchdown, and now only 32 seconds remain after this timeout.
So it is a timeout taken, and thank you, Dan, for that. A timeout taken here by Fall Creek, 32 seconds left to play. Eau Claire Regis 29, Fall Creek 28. Now, it's interesting, right? I mean, the ball's at the 16-yard line here. And they still have it as there it is, 16-yard line on the board. 3rd and 14, so you can get a new first down at the 2. Obviously, you're thinking touchdown here if you're Fall Creek. In terms of the kicking game, they don't really have much of a kicking game. So, if this is a normal situation, a college game, whatever, you're thinking, okay, just run the clock, get your field goal, get your lead, and off you go. But it's different because it's high school ball, Noah, and now you got to come up with a strategy for how you want to gain. You don't need it all here, but you need to at least get this close so you can maybe convert the first down.
And I'm interested to see if they don't manage to get it close, do they keep them out there on 4th and long?
Yeah. Don't know if the kicking game is good enough for that. Nathan Kurtz will go in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers right, 1 left. Here on 3rd and 14. Back to pass. Kurtz pumps, goes over the top. It's incomplete. Oh, he had a man. It wasn't the most open guy there in Elkins, but I think if he throws that a little bit back toward the back of the end zone, might have had a chance to make the catch. Now, let's see what Fall Creek wants to do. Are they going to bring in a kicking unit of some kind?
That's kind of what it looks like. A lot of substitutions going on there. 28 seconds left to play. Where the ball is right now, this would be about a 30-yard field goal.
Oh, wow, they are, yeah. And sure enough, there is no kicking data in the stats that we have. This is Ethan Weststraight, and this is a 32-yard attempt from the far hash mark for the lead. The snap, the spot, the kick, it's blocked! Blocked by Regis, and they will scoop it up at the 14-yard line. That's Tyler Gailing who gets there, and that looked like a team, Noah. That looked like a team that has not kicked a whole lot of field goals there. Regis got penetration, and Fall Creek's got a few words to send toward Eau Claire Regis as well. But with that 22 seconds left and only 2 timeouts remaining for the Crickets, this game is pretty much over.
Yeah, that just about puts a bow on it. But let me tell you, Pete, I'm sure you can tell there are a lot of happy Regis fans right below us. A lot of happy people after that block. It feels like all of the tension here in Carson Park has just dissipated.
Yeah, I would say happy, more like sigh of relief, I think is what it is.
Thankful.
And sure enough, there will we get a timeout here? What happened here? 22 seconds left. They're going to have to put some time back on the clock, I believe.
We got a timeout, Fall Creek.
Why did Fall Creek call a timeout before the snap? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Maybe they wanted to make sure that they were matching up right.
All right. Yeah, they're going to put 22 seconds back on the clock, and maybe Fall Creek's just talking about this here, and they don't want anybody to make any kind of rash decisions, because you could take both timeouts, but all you're really banking on is a botched snap in 3 snaps, basically, at that situation. So my guess is that Fall Creek's going to say, hey, don't do anything here. Just let them take the knee, and off you go. Dan, you're down on the sideline. 20 seconds left. Regis 29. The Fall Creek Crickets 28. What you got?
But that block was amazing, first of all. Beautiful inside was out the edge and just get inside, not even let them get a chance at potentially winning this game. Oh, this sideline, I know you guys must have heard it on air, but it was bouncing out here.
Indeed it was. Bouncing is a good way to put it. As with 21, I think it's supposed to be 22 seconds here, but they're going to wind the clock. Did they already take yeah.
I thought they did.
They took the snap, right? They didn't, but they're going to wind the clock? Okay.
Okay.
I don't really know what rule got that in there, but they did take the snap. Yeah, they did. And the game is over. So it's just one of those really quick kneel downs that we didn't see. But nonetheless, Eau Claire Regis is going to sneak, and I mean sneak, out of here with a 29-28 win. I think this shows just how far Fall Creek has come, Noah. And this is one of those things, too. You see it in the NFL, you see it in college football, whatever it is. When you play a team that's in your division, when you play a team that you've seen a ton of times, it's not surprising that you get a game that's this close, as Regis is going to win 29-28 tonight.
Oh, they say familiarity breeds contempt. And, 2 conference rivals. You really just have to give all the credit in the world to Fall Creek. They came into this game, the 8th seed, going on the road, playing the 1 seed, a team that had shut them out earlier in the season. And to play an instant classic like this ball game and to come up just short by the slimmest of margins. Man, this is what football is all about.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do a post-game show. That's coming up right after this. Eau Claire Regis advances to level 2. They win 29-28 tonight over Fall Creek. Quick post-game show coming up right after this here on your home for Rambler football. Five seconds. Welcome back in here to Eau Claire Regis Carson Park. 29-28 the win for Regis here tonight over Fall Creek. Pete Knudsen and Noah Schwartz and Dan Zahns with you here tonight. I get my Dans mixed up. Of course, Sean Saka back in studios and Cullinan here on our video side. Oh, what a ball game, man. And it had everything in it. It had drama early, had lots of scoring, and then you saw interceptions, everything in the second half, and not a goal line stand, but a stand basically for Regis at the end of this game. No, this is what playoff football is all about, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's best on best. Iron sharpens iron, and two really skilled football teams. And I think the closeness of the final score, that 1-point margin between these two schools, that really shows just how good both of these programs are.
I think Dan Zahns is going to try to get an interview with Brian Brenner here after the game down on the field. We'll see if he's able to. If he is, great. If not, or maybe he'll just relay him up to us as well. Sometimes Brian will come up to the booth as well. Let's recap the scoring real quickly here as, again, this was a high-scoring game early on, right? Fall Creek scored on their first drive just about 2 minutes into the game. Kurtz went to Prorock for 50 yards and went up 8-0. Regis answered a ride-out 2-yard touchdown run, made it 8-8 with a 2-point conversion as well. Kurtz then went to Stanky for a 32-yard touchdown on 4th down in that situation. It was pretty impressive. 4th and 18, they go in and score 14-8. Fall Creek scores again on a punt return touchdown, 20-8. They led there. Then Fall Creek would be up 20-15 going into halftime as Regis would put one in with Tarbox as well. And I think that Dan is trying to get Bryant Brenner with them here in a moment, but it looks like Bryant might be running off the field as well. Let's see if he stays in range of our microphone. But nonetheless, that was how that happened. And then so 20-15 going into halftime, we saw Eau Claire Regis go out after that and score 22-20. They would get that Tarbox 1-yard touchdown run as well. And, it was a heck of a play for that. And then we saw Westrate run in, make it 28-22 in favor of the Fall Creek Crickets. Regis needed an answer, and with 46 left to play in the fourth quarter, 29-28, Regis would go up on Fall Creek. And then we saw 2 interceptions after that. That would put things the way that they were moving down the stretch there. And then Fall Creek gets pushed away at the end. And so Dan is going to try to still go and grab Brian Brenner here at the postgame. But, Noah back and forth the whole time. Guys stood up, made some really big plays, and what a game it was.
Oh, yeah, there were terrific performances on both sides, not just in terms of the run game, but also blocking, tackling, and throwing the football. We probably only saw about 5 passes between these two teams. But when these teams were willing to take a shot downfield, things were good both offensively and defensively. Just a fun, close-matched game.
All right, sounds good. So there'll be some talking here afterward, and it looks like we probably won't get Brian Brenner on. So good job, Dan, by trying. I know you were running around to track him down, but nonetheless, we'll get him on a pregame interview next week. Sounds like it'll be against Luther. Give you a couple quick updates here. Luther with the win, 43-14 today over Ladysmith. Grantsburg winning their game as well, 49-12, and Mondovi winning, at least by what I saw, it looked like 61-6 is what they did against Cameron tonight. So this was the only close one, and at the beginning of the night, I don't think anybody would have told you that if they thought only one game of those 4 on this side of the bracket would be close, they would have thought it was this one. But Fall Creek, what a season. Tough for these guys as their season ends and their some of their careers end as well. But, boy, they really played well tonight, didn't they?
Yeah, if for these seniors who have just played their last high school football game, you cannot take anything away from these Fall Creek Crickets. They left everything out there, and it was a great and valiant effort by an 8 seed on the road in playoff time against an undefeated 1 seed. And, hey, the Ramblers stay undefeated.
Indeed they did. Noah will be on with the folks from Football Friday night. That's over on News Talk WMEQ tonight. You can tune into that 106.3 FM, AM 880, whichever you're in range of, or, of course, on the iHeartRadio app. 9:30 to 11 o'clock tonight. That recap scores from all around the state here in Level 1 of the playoffs. So make sure you tune in for that. Noah will have a report on this game, and you'll hear about all the other games, at least a lot of the other games across the state as well. So next week we're back. Do it again.
Can't wait.
Sounds like fun. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. We had a sideline report. That was fun. Good job, Dan. If you're still down there running around, he's still down there and having some fun as well. So special thanks, as always, to all our great sponsors who made it happen throughout the course of this game and throughout the course of the season as well. Special thanks to Sean Saka back in studio and Zane Cullinan here. For Dan Zahns, for Noah Schwartz and Pete Knutson here from Carson Park. It's level 1. The final score here in level 1 of the D6 playoffs. It's Eau Claire Regis 29, the Fall Creek Crickets